Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties on the last stream, man. The white man trying to stop my show and so we're back. We're gonna get through it tonight, 1 hour in. It's all good though. So we had technical difficulties, but I am back. I switched computers and should be all right now and everything. So what happens when you do these screensavers and whatnot. Some computers every 2 seconds is a damn screensaver. You try to kind of unlock it, and next thing you know, put you all the way back out, and you don't know how to get back in. It's like, oh my god, it was a nightmare. So anyway, StreamYard has never and showed me how to fix that if there's anything go wrong. I tried everything in the book, it wouldn't work. I guess they haven't worked that kink out of their system. So anyway, back to the show, folks. Yeah, like I was telling you about Trump. His boasting and bragging and talking this nonsense is just really, really getting to my last friggin' nerve. And like I said, I'm not getting distracted by things, but I am still living in the United States. So I do pay attention to what's going on in politics of this country. One thing I don't do is sit there and be reliant on anything in this country. I don't expect anything from this government, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, you got people really actually still thinking that they're going to have reparations as a political agenda. Well, what's going to get us on the poll? Reparations. Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, I had no idea. I did have an idea. I had no idea Black Americans were this fucking stupid. Now I'm starting to see why people take advantage of us, why people look down on us, whatever. Say, do come here and look down on me. I said, how could that be? You're from America. Then it dawned on me, right? Although you're in America, you're at the bottom of America. You're disenfranchised from America. So therefore, when people come over here, that must be really bad. When you think somebody coming from a fucking shithole can look down on you, that must be really bad. I'm like, oh, Africans look down. Do we understand what societies they're coming from? They're coming from fucking hand to mouth, living in filth for the most part, and they're escaping extreme poverty. So you telling me your life is so fucked up that somebody from not the third world, the fifth world could look down on you? What the fuck were you doing with your life? I don't give a damn how much oppression there is, racism, like that. That's one thing I would always take pride in. When it comes down to it, when I say a Haitian, a Dominican, Puerto Rican, I would not want to switch places. This big way my life turned out. I don't want to be an immigrant. I thank God I'm not an immigrant. If I was an immigrant, I'd kill myself and whoever made me. Yet they find one group of people that you can feel superior to. How you gonna feel superior to somebody who's a citizen? For God's sake, they feel superior to me. We're not, damn, your self-esteem is low. That's why I got a young brother like Dark Migo. He's a soldier. And my brother's focus, Dave, whatnot. I'm raising soldiers over here. They got pride in themselves and everything like that, dignity. That's going out getting his guap. Nobody could touch us. So get the fuck out of here. But I want to explain, I'm over the hour, so I'm gonna make it brief. And it's a shame that I got to do this, right? Because I realize that the world, black people, white people, no one's determined to be fucking. It's very rare. I do see some white ladies who are scholars get on TikTok and they be breaking shit down. Like, I'm like, oh, she's thorough. She knows the history. And they be breaking down Jim Crow and stuff like that, and how it worked and everything. Very few people could do that. Very few people could articulate what the fuck actually happened in this country. To me, it was very simple and very complex and very simple. In the turn of the 20th century, white people and black people seem pretty much on the same level. Everybody living in fucking raggedy houses, wooden houses across the country, whatever, using outhouses and everything like that, all across the sea to shining sea. The white community was pretty modern. There was still yet people coming in from their fields, selling their crops with a donkey and whatever like that, and overalls. Then next thing you know, modernization comes in. Big agribiz, big industrial combines, and all this other things that needed American labor, coast to coast, sea to shining sea. That was going to be the trade. We're going to basically provide you this opportunity to produce by giving you loans and stuff like that. We're going to purchase what you buy, and also we're going to enfranchise you. We're going to extend a helping hand. That's called enfranchisement. And they literally took a white America and made it part of their great franchise. GM builds a main plant in Detroit. They're going to look for smaller white communities to build their parts factories and stuff, not the black communities. So IBM wants to build a factory or build an office, right? It's going to build it in the white community. So they consciously, deliberately built up white America. White America was able to have tax bases and all stuff like that, jobs abundant, and they was able to give white America first-time home buyers. All the white suburbia was deliberately built by the government. Home loans, low interest home loans, all stuff like that. They had a leg up. That went on for decades, with black people getting nothing. So when people come here now and want to look at it and say, well, black people are having progress. White people are more hardworking than you are. They're not smarter than you are. It's that they got a leg up. They were not just leg up, they were enfranchised. Now, black people say if they want to be part of this, you got to move to a white area, like I did, my father did. We had to move to a predominantly white community to have a good job. Now, putting it all together now. We would never get a chance to settle in America and build a community that we needed. Our ancestors told us, the white man, we need to do this. They need to see black men, people look like them as professionals. You can't keep giving people each generation blue collar, low class jobs forever. That's good now. We appreciate the offer, but we got to fucking progress. We got to make progress. And that's what the problem was. The white people did not want to see us progress past working, unskilled worker. So when people come here and they want to pass judgment on us, like, well, why did you guys do this? It's not our country. The people in power, the white people, the abundance that they have, that was not done through hard work. That was done deliberately. See, when we start saying that, what you're doing is you're fighting back. You're fighting back at this lie that black people are lazy and all stuff like that. We need to get ourselves together. And you first need to get yourself together by being honest what happened. They were not intending for us to be part of this country. Or the blessings of America. The American dream was not part of us. You could exist in America as like a spectator. And then they wonder why, they always wonder why does each generation keep producing these black nationalist movements? Black nationalism comes from alienization. So we have black nationalist groups that say answer that void, but the problem is a lot of black nationalist groups have never basically had the means to address that. All it is on both sides is a bunch of complaining, woe is me, the white man this, white man that. It doesn't matter. And we got to realize the bad situation we're in. Once we realize that and honest with ourselves that this country is never going to give us reparations, that, that America is actually the enemy, you know, you got 1770s coming up here talking about Colin, everybody's celebrating FIFA and all stuff like that. Man, nigga, this is what I'm talking about. You get emotional over a fucking soccer game. Can I get a witness? See, I know people like Baby Rodriguez, they get mad when I say this. They know I'm telling the truth. That being said, I'm gonna as people come in, maybe where he talk, I'll put the link in the chat room. Step right up, step right up. I like to know the solution to all this. You know, I'm pretty much trapped. You got the people down in Mississippi. Oh man, 10-year-old boy. White people laughing about it. 1-year-old boy killed. White people down there think it's a joke. But what can you do? This is what we signed up for. Y'all been singing and crying and weeping since Martin Luther King time. Not a damn thing's changed. So what can we do? One thing you know you can't do is you can't discourage the college genesis about an Afghanistan, you know, because I made my case. Every time you see all this stuff going on, the answer to the riddle is an Afghanistan. The Afghanistan solves a riddle. What do you do about racism? What do you do about pride, desire, independence, and all stuff like that? If what happens if you don't want to live around your worst enemies and you want to build a nation or have something for yourself or not? You don't want no discrimination. Well, you build your own shit. It's an answer to a riddle. So, Baby Rodriguez don't know what she's talking about. They're never going to build anything here. Well, yeah, I know you're hoping I don't build anything, but you know I'm on my way. I'm on track. You know it. You can feel it. Because all I need to do is convince enough young black men. That's all I need. I don't need you overweight, mammies or not getting in the way talking about what you're going to do, you know? So the bottom line is this: if I could bring a tour group to Liberia, country nobody ever heard of, 20 people or not, I'm amazing. I could accomplish it, baby. When I set my mind to do something, I'll do it. I'm calculating, and I'll do it. Trust me, this is gonna be quick work. This African is gonna be easy. Pretty soon, Baby Rodriguez and that four righteous gonna show up at my house, man, ready to knock me upside the head. Kyle, you gonna stop this African stuff? It's getting too much, whatnot. My nephew said he wants to go part of the African. You need to just shut up. Because this African stuff is catching on. I had a dream like that one night. It was Bebe Rodriguez, that Tandria chick, and Four Righteous standing outside my house with shotguns. So, Kyle, you gonna stop this African nonsense and whatnot? You gonna stop it right now? And I'm gonna say, like I always say, no, no, no. So my brother Dark be on.
Yo,
Dark,
what's up, Jen? Yo, what's going on, man?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, yeah. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, I was just saying, to the topic, you got it, the Monkey Kingdom. I was like, yeah, it's getting pretty crazy out here, you know?
Yeah.
I was, yeah, I was just like, I was talking to this one black woman I met yesterday, and she's from California, but she was back and forth from like California to New Jersey, and
Right.
it was just crazy seeing like the difference in like a lot of black people's from California's like black experience compared to ours on the East Coast. Like
Well,
you grew up pretty much and me kind of the same. Like you're seeing black people thriving. You're seeing, black people having houses, business. Black people just thriving and having all their own stuff. And that experience, she didn't have. Even just black love. Seeing black family. People love each other and stuff like that.
right.
She's saying like she's never seen any of that over there. She actually told me her first time experiencing racism was in the first grade, Kala, and some white girls ripped her clothes off.
Wow.
Right? I'm like, and it was just crazy. She was saying, like, like there wasn't any in between. Like, there wasn't any middle class black people. It was either like, they're extremely hood, like on some boys in the hood shit, or they're like extremely whitewashed or like Mexican washed. And there's no black people that are just, just normal black people that, just proud to be black and thriving.
If
So
you
I
know,
was like,
in California, the reason why black people on the East Coast, this is the oldest area of Black America, right? Virginia, right here.
yeah,
I can't compare Virginia. This is the oldest. Where I live at, the oldest established black communities in North America, right? So of course,
yeah,
a lot of black people in Norfolk own a lot of property. You know, white people rent, lease some of the like you go down to parts of Norfolk, whole
hmm
sections of city blocks are owned by different black families and companies that white people build their warehouses and stuff like that on and pay them lease.
hmm yeah.
So black people here on the East Coast, especially places like Baltimore, they got
Yep.
it pretty good.
Yeah, because also you got to also remember take account, East Coast is original 13 colonies. So,
Right.
we
So black
definitely got
people
that head start.
and black
hmm
people had land during those colonial times.
Yep, and great education too, and you can honestly see to this day. Because have you ever, did the like you just check like the education ranking per state? Like the East Coast always has been like top at least 1 to 10, for
A lot
like the
of times
past six
people don't
decades.
understand- a lot of times people don't understand that. When
Yeah,
you're dealing with America, you got to deal with different regions. The best region for Black America is between the Chesapeake area and I would say New Jersey. That whole
yeah,
tri-state New York, in the whole entire world.
yeah. Literally, whole entire world. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so the bottom line. So when people try to compare all Black people, like we're all suffering, nigga, no, we're not.
Yeah, people would be surprised. You know what's crazy, Kyla? When I was growing up in school, every single black person I know had a house. Like nobody like lived in like
I
a
didn't know.
second.
I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was a big deal. People say fatherless. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Until I got older, and like it was like by the time I got out of high school or to college, they kept talking about the fatherless of the black community. I said, "Well, I grew up with my dad, all my friends grew up with their dad and whatnot, So and so they, so despite everything, we was able to build a lot of good significant built families and everything, had houses,
Yep.
owned homes and everything.
Yeah, and that's kind of like my generation. Well, not mine. I would say maybe like Gen X too, where like this fatherless thing kind of started. Where you could actually see it. But you know what? We got lucky on the East Coast. The thing about it, even if say you were fatherless, like some of the guys was fatherless, there was still like older guys in the community or uncles, or like they had like rec where like everybody in like the black community could go play a sport for free. Like all the coaches and all the
Or
black
I
men.
say is it's not fatherless. Maybe the parents aren't together. This idea that fatherless, if a woman's single, right? But
Yeah.
husband got a good job making six figures. Son, I got my. I'll take the boys this weekend. We're going up to the game. We're do some fishing, whatnot. And it's bottom line. You come back to the mother, and I'll be Monday. You take me to school, but I got my boys on the weekend and whatnot. I see that a lot too. That don't
Yeah.
mean fatherless just because the couple's not married.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like what my dad would do, like if it was like, like kids in the area, like like my friends, like even like it was some Spanish kids in my area, they ain't have no dads.
Yeah, my father was
Like
like that.
they would like it wasn't even just my dad. It was kind of all the just black dads in the area. They would
Yeah,
just get
yeah.
all the kids, take them to a
Father
game. Yep.
in his 30s, right?
Yep.
And he was a dad to all my friends when I was a teenager, right? Because they didn't have dads. My best friend Chris, a friend to this day, his father died in Vietnam.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And so yeah, so his father, he never knew his father when I guess that's why he's kind of bitter when he went down that road.
Mhm.
But anyway, you know what he told me? Like we got married when he goes, I owe the man I married the most to your dad. You go, why? He goes, because every time, because when I moved to Virginia, my parents moved back to New York.
Uh-huh.
He said, I see your dad around town. He's always with your mom.
Yep.
Every time I see them in a gas station or like that, I go, hey. I said, my mom's like, hey, little Chris, hey, how you doing? My mother called him my son. He's my best friend. He goes, are you always with your mom? I never see him running around town and
Yep.
see all the friends and whatnot. He goes, I want to be like your dad. So
Yep.
he's
So
very
true leader, that's like the true leader traits right there. That's why, black men could respect your father because he's not a sexual deviant. Like,
yeah,
you
and
can't be a leader and a sexual
that's how I
deviant.
am. That's how I am. That's
Hmm.
why when I run my show and everybody knows, and nobody can say, yeah, Colin tried to hit me up or Colin tried. They would just
Hmm.
that shit, but it's stupid. It's stupidity. Colin tried to inbox me. Colin tried to no, I'm not a freaking sexual deviant.
Yep.
I'm absolutely 100% serious about what I'm doing. And if I start deviating, people know I'm not serious no more.
Exactly. And it's like you had your time with the fine women, so
I had
that
all
helped that
that.
exactly that helped you not be a sexual deviant. Like I realized that too, like with me also. Cause I seen, like I said, I seen your OG videos, when you was at the gas station with the fine, I was like, oh, Kyler got the I was like, yeah.
When you talking
Yeah.
about the car wash,
Yeah.
yeah, that was my girl, man. She was fine, right?
Yeah, I was like, that was one of my favorite videos.
And
I
then
was like, yeah, Kyler, yeah.
sometimes be like, she ain't fine, Colin. Yeah, that girl was so.
Man, they hating Kyla. Yeah, like she was fine. She was slim. She was right. Like, come on.
That was my
They,
hottie bird. I
yeah, so I
still
was like,
take some videos because I was a video photographer down at the club, right?
mm-hmm.
He goes, "Come on, what do I car wash?" It was a ghetto. It was ghetto as hell, but they did it. But
Yep,
Shamika,
yep, yep.
but that was my girl though. Man. I had her and when I worked when you work at a club right there,
Mm-hmm.
I would put them in rotation. Like I would have her one night, another one, Stony one night, like that, and they would just take their turn. So they would see me with each other females, and just wait their turn in the corner patiently. The one girl, Tia, watched my video where I'm on the shakes, right? And the one girl, Tia, she's in the video, right? She was a little cutie, right? And she used to give me a special treat every time I come to the club. She used to lift up her shirt and say, you like him?
Oh,
So, yeah, so I did all that shit, man. Come
yeah.
on.
So I'm saying, yeah, you had your time. You
I
know what I
had my
mean?
time. I
So
don't want to do that again, right?
yeah, like yeah,
I
a
did
lot
all
of guys can't break that.
Yeah, I had women throwing themselves at me and shit. So That's nothing to me. These guys ain't online. The reason why they act like that because they never got women.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really what it is. It is just like they didn't have women when I would say they're technically in their prime as a man.
You're in
Or
your
even
30s.
before
You're in your
that.
prime. Your 30s is your prime.
Yeah.
That's your peak, not prime, but peak.
Yeah.
That's when you're old enough for the young chicks in their 20s to admire you, and you're still young enough for the older chicks to be like, hey, look, you handsome dude. Whatever,
Hmm.
and you're at your top. By the time you turn 40, it sort of levels off. That's when you're supposed to settle down. You know, you ain't supposed to be flashing it. You just go out. We expect you to dress up a little bit and be out and whatnot. So that's why I became insurance broker when I turned 40. So I gave all the club life up and everything like that. So a few years later, I met Isabella online. Like 5 years later, you know, I met her online and whatnot. And I said one day I'm coming to Liberia to see you, and that's how it's been. I never you know did anything deviant with her or whatever. Like I always respected her and her family and everything
Yeah.
like that. I told her mom to move in with us. I had her mom move in from her area out in the country to our house. I said, I want to see her. I said, I want to see Oma living with us. You could take care of her.
Yep. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that's good.
Well, so I
I
do
would do the same.
my thing in Liberia and whatnot. So I got a lot of stuff planned, man. Just I thought I was out, man. I'll make my way to Angola, but Liberia just got this draw pulling me in.
Yeah, I get it. It's because you got a wife there, you got a house there. Like
Yeah, and
I
I
would
got
I
more
would keep
people.
going
I
back
got
too.
people. I actually got people coming from the United States back to Liberia, and they're like, they want me to lead them there. They're like, all the place. These are people that have been born in Liberia, but they've been in Liberia, America for like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So they want me to that guy. And I told my guy Ross today, BAO head chapter. I said, I got some people coming there and living there now. What you hook up with? He said, all right, I got you, brother. And
Yep.
it's like that. Remember the other night Elvis was talking about drugs? I found out Elvis is lying. He's a bullshitter.
Oh, what about the African drugs?
The drugs that's in Liberia, he's trying to blame the president or some shit like that.
Oh no, no,
That's,
yeah, I didn't
that's,
hear that
that's,
one.
see, this is what I said about the Monkey Kingdom, right? Exactly what I'm talking about, right? The Monkey Kingdom started where there was a kingdom, Bangalore Kingdom, right? That was abandoned, right? But when it was there, the monkeys lived in the trees and the woods and whatnot, and would admire the humans, right? They were like, oh, these humans got fired. They know all stuff like that. So when the humans abandoned the kingdom, right? They thought they could come in and do what they live up on high, like they did, and didn't work out for them like that, because they're foolish people. They're foolish. They ain't Monkey Kingdom. That's really deep. Read Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. And it was
Hmm.
just a take on like when people aren't ready to rule themselves. You know, I don't care how would you think you got the numbers or whatever like that. Like you hear Elvis always says, majority should rule. Majority, no, I don't. I don't believe fucking majority rule.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it should be the qualified. Somebody that has a
Yeah,
great
it should be
idea.
consensus. When that
Right.
was when they said majority rule, that means majority of ideas.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Things like
Right.
well, we're from one tribe, we got to rule. That's mob rule. And that's what. Now I'm starting to see why there's so much conflict in Africa. Why I can't develop.
Yeah, and then this whole, since I started getting into Lee Kuan Yew, like he really honestly like gave Africa and just the whole world in general like the exact blueprint, and just I don't know why it's just so hard for every.
Let's take Lee Kuan Yew and what he said about absolute majority rule. When you get to this part of the book, whatever like that, you're gonna die laughing. He has some
Yeah, I
sense of
know. I know. He was like, I already know. He was either like, yeah, he was like, no, we have to convince them. You know what I mean? Like, we not about to just sit there
he
and
said
and
he goes
take their idiotic ways. Yeah.
he goes you got Mr. Lewis street sweeper. I can't put him on a thing. And someone said, okay, a vote that's gonna life and death. I got Mr. Lou, an illiterate, making the decision. That was pretty funny. But that's what you have in the black world. The most scariest thing in Africa is seeing a bunch of illiterates with that little purple stamp on their hand going to vote.
Yep. Yeah,
Got
like the
votes. Black people voting was everything. When did this fucking happen?
I
And
don't know. It kind of happened like around the Obama era, right? If you think about it,
yeah, that really, he had a lot to do too.
to
Because
do with
people didn't
that
know
voting
nothing
shit.
about Obama politics of the day when that all they know was hope and change. He's black president. You know, I feel embarrassed now. You know.
And you would think, black people would have woke up after that once they seen like, nothing happened, So, and it's sad too because black people were honestly getting way more representation before Obama. Like, do you remember like,
Yeah, and
like the
we would have black people have more power in this country prior to Obama. You know.
Mhm. Because I remember like when it was like a lot of black commercials, and then that's what it was like. It was always like black, two black, black man, black woman. And I remember this one show I used to watch on Nickelodeon. It was like this black dude and he was on the show, and they would always make sure that he dated a black woman. Like they would purposely like
Oh yeah,
because like it was like him, huh?
the heavy set kid, right?
Nah, it was this show called Victorious. I don't know if you know him, but it's like you might have seen him before. I forgot his name, but he's like a famous black guy. He's like really good at music. And, he's pretty humble. He doesn't rap about no crazy shit. He just plays instruments. But like they would always make sure like they would hire get a black woman that's probably an up and coming actor. Just random black woman. If she an actor, they would make sure to get cast her as his girlfriend. And he had like a couple girlfriends on the show, but
It's
they
like
all. Hmm?
prior to Obama, they always made sure the black family, black dating, it was integrity was important. You know.
Exactly. And even if it was like a racist thing behind it, like, oh, we don't want this black character dating, the white, guest star or whatever. Like that's fine, like I'd rather see him date the black women, and give black women that's, up and coming actors an opportunity, like I think that's okay.
Yeah,
You know?
so now that you did not see Viola Davis looking chicks on a commercial with a fucking Harry Potter kid talking about not. You've seen these commercials, right? Like
Yeah.
we just had to put that shit together, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing. They just want to make the image of the black woman, just bare minimum and not really beautiful. When there's tons of beautiful.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, bro. It has to do with a lot of these Africans coming here too, you know?
Yeah, I do see why you say that because yeah, that like, and it's not even just the Africans, it's the Africans in the Caribbean because in their culture, they both like out of shape black women, and they're just extremely sexually deviant. Regardless if they
Yeah,
say it or
so
not.
people don't
Their
make
culture is heavily sexually deviant, so that's why and you see why a lot of women that's that size or that face look, they usually say, oh, there's somebody that's going like this, and those usually are the guys that like it,
yeah,
so.
Hey, man,
it's,
guys, man, stop putting some, stop trying to lie on the Africans, man. We don't want
All right,
that,
look.
man.
All right, well, look, all right, look. You got it, bro. Look, the whole convo wasn't even really about the Africans, but all right. Some of you guys do that. Some of you don't. I got you.
Zongo's very sensitive, man, but you
Yeah,
know.
don't derail Zongo, but all right, I'll give
We're
him
having
some
a
credit.
freaking good conversation, Zongo. I'm basically saying Zongo, right?
My bad. That was Doc Migo, man. I didn't know that was Doc Migo. What's good, Doc Migo?
What's good, man? But yeah, I just didn't want you to derail it. I know how y'all be before
I didn't know that
before
was
we
Migo.
forget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so my thing about the topic tonight, Zongo, is the fact that
The Monkey Kingdom narrative, man. I want to hear that, man. Kyler, give
you
me
never heard
the
my Monkey. This is like the fifth series I did on Monkey
yeah,
Kingdom.
the analysis. I'm like, damn, man, that looks like a good topic, man.
Yeah, so the main thing is, like I was saying, um, the Monkey Kingdom started where you got this king, the monkeys called the Bangalore, right? That's what Rudyard Kipling wrote, right? They took over an abandoned civilization, right, and just said it was their own. They didn't create the civilization, they didn't create the buildings, the temples, none of that shit like that. But when the people left, they came there and started ape with it. There's an old term called aping something. You ever heard that in America? Have you been here long enough to hear that term, Zongo?
No.
All right. When somebody says, man, you're aping the white man, that's where that comes from, right? It means you're imitating. Aping means imitating somebody that's doing something of somebody else's, that you're being something that you're not. That's aping. So therefore, when people, like I said, go into a place like Black America and bum rush, take over with sheer numbers, what the hell usually happens? Look at Gary, Indiana, right? Now, I explained earlier that if what I need is people to understand how America. See, people are so fixated with hating Black America, with failures, with this, you should have did this, whatnot. Forget the Chinese. Forget about how they were regulated just to fucking cleaning stores and fucking a thing. The blessings of America, Zongo, was white people. When the big banks and the people make policy about what should be built, who should have what not, they said from coast to coast, sea to shining sea, new car dealerships are going to be in a white community, owned by white people. That's what I'm talking about. The television studios are going to be in the white community. Broadcast is going to be in the white community. You know, everything of relevance or means of production and production are going to be in the hands of white people. Coast to coast, sea to shining sea. We're going to build industrial parks so we can build more industries. Coastal have white people have of life. The Black areas were completely neglected through redlining and benign neglect. That went on for 100 years. 100 years of Black America barely survived on nickels and dimes and damn near starved in this country, you know, almost driven back into economic slavery. So when people come here now and they want to pass judgment, like, oh, you guys ain't what, that was done deliberately. And I'm one of the ones to tell you, yes, it was racism. So I'm not going to be like Brandon, making excuses. See, people like that, even though I like Brandon when that, but a lot of Black conservatives are in denial because they refuse to believe. They're so optimistic about America. They believe in America more than they believe in themselves. They made the conscious decision not to include us on the GI bills or the home loan when they gave people cheap mortgages on home loan post World War II, and millions of white people were able to afford homes on credit. White America, the white government and white society, white suburbia built white suburbia deliberately, and put clauses in there to exclude Black people from home ownership, getting loans, through redlining and stuff like that. They did that deliberately and systemically. So therefore, now you got communities ill-equipped to run anything. White people are like, okay, yeah, we built these things, but now we're ready to move off into these posh suburbs and whatnot. Okay, Black America, y'all can have Atlanta, but there's nothing there. Thank God for Maynard Jackson, because he did play the white man in his game. He brought industries to Atlanta, you know. So that's what we have in this country, you know. We're literally fighting for our lives.
No, yeah. No,
So
I was
Carl,
gonna say. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, bro.
so I was gonna ask the comparison, the Monkey Kingdom um comparison. Is it in relation to Black America and white people?
It's all Black. It's about powerlessness.
Yeah, but is it in relation to the white with the power and the blacks without the power?
Yeah, it could be South Africa, it could be any place. It could be
Oh,
any
come
place.
on. Okay, South Africa. Yeah, that's true. Black and the white South Africa, right? Yeah.
But
What
I
are
want to South Africa is one thing, right? People underestimate this. South Africa hosted FIFA World Cup. That was amazing. The Black government did that, organized a country.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And also they built the first really high-speed rail in Houghton, you know? So let's
Yeah,
not hate
that's
on
true.
the Black
So that could also, in context of America, that's white American and Black American. In the context of Liberia, that could be Black America and indigenous Liberians.
exactly, yeah, exactly what it was, you know?
Interesting. So that means the monkeys are the powerless people, the ones that do not make use of their resources, and the ones with the power, the knowledge that came and build stuff. All of a sudden, they want their caught. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were driven out, you know.
Oh, okay.
And then the what you call it, give themselves like Liberia, you know, they give themselves they wear the same titles and thing that the so-called people that oppress them were like honorable and stuff like that, you know. So they like going around aping the American librarians, you know, aping them, you know. That's what I mean by monkey king,
Imitating them. So,
imitating them, you know.
so is it the same thing as like Black America also imitating white Americans? Is it the same?
Of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
could say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, the average 90% of black people want to be white anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you go to the West Coast, you can really see that. Oh man.
ain't nobody safe, Zongo.
Yeah. It does say black people, it's not specific.
I say
So all
black.
of us are, even Africans are part of it too. Kala, even the recent
Yeah,
migrants too.
everybody's black because the
Yeah,
bottom
they
line,
black.
you know, for 500 years, your ass been powerless.
Yeah, keep it real, Zago. Yeah.
I love how these Africans put on their title, their tribe. You think absolves them from the fucking misery of the black women. Zongo.
Just all of us.
Africans, of course, y'all niggas in dire poverty. No,
Hey, Mufasa, you think Africans are part of it, Mufasa?
Yeah, they
I don't
black.
know. Mufasa always gets something false about Africans, talking about they got black gangs in Africa, man. Fuck
They do. Yo, you didn't see the video of them cosplaying black Americans? They're like, this is my people.
out.
I see that video. I'm like, oh man, they acting like they got a gun and stuff, and it's a
yeah,
controller.
my nigga, my nigga.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, man, I'll follow this one African dude, bro. He's funny though. He be making like black American music. Like what they say, my nigga, what nigga? Like, I'm like, yo, this is kind of catchy.
Yeah. Africans are hilarious, man. You know.
Yeah, man. I like when they do that though. Like, like that's cool.
Y'all bombs, black American bombs are the ones that destroy, Africa. They make
Oh yeah,
the
they.
African youths follow them and trying to show off all this money thing. They got that shit from black American man, music and entertainment. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, but I tell you one thing, you know, it could be worse. You know, I'm only surprised because, like I said, in Angola, their worst fear is Brazilian culture.
Oh yeah, yeah. They freaked out too. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
You ever see the movie City of Gods?
Yeah, I tried to watch it.
I watched half of it and I got ready. I guess it's too depressing, you know.
Yeah.
But Angolans hate that shit. You know, they want black Americans there rather than these Brazilians, these white mixed Brazilians and shit like that. They hate them, you know.
Yeah, it's because you know why. Like I noticed, like people in countries like that, they kind of got the old Black American media on them right now. Like they kind of looking at '90s, 2000s us. So that's probably why they
Yeah, a lot
got
of the people in Angola don't even know there's a diaspora war going on.
yeah,
They have no idea there's a disaster war going on between Black America and all this stuff. Like they never heard of it. Like I said, man, these guys ain't don't know, but I ain't gonna tell them shit. You know.
yeah. I kind of wish it was more like a financial war than a just bickering and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like who could build the most. I don't know why it won't never come
Well,
down to that.
your bottom line, what you have is when people hate themselves, right?
Hmm.
What they're gonna look for, they hate you because you remind them of what they are and they don't want to be. When you
oh
see another black person, the first thing, I got more than you. I'm better than you. I got a
yeah,
degree. You ain't got a degree. I got 5 degrees, you know? And so they always, same thing with black Americans. They always try to make themselves out to be better than somebody else because by what they have, their materialism, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's just black people bougie stuff. But one thing I do get Black America is we sort of grew out of that, and it's only in like in the trash bins in the wasteland of Black America, which is hip hop. You know, in the '70s, you had people like Muhammad Ali that was very rich, but he was modest. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the first time we saw people who had money that was modest. We didn't flash it. Muhammad Ali and people like Teddy Pendergrass. He's like, yo, look, we don't flash our money because our people are suffering. But even the early rappers didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true. Mhm.
You may talk about a gold chain here and there or like this, but I never seen LL Cool J with a big wad of cash in his hand. In the early videos, I've never seen that. What you're doing is you're making a mockery of the people who got to work for those dollars every day. You got money to throw away when you're just making a mockery. You want to be identified with your people. I make a lot of money, and when people root for you. Yeah, you like my rapper, he's worth $3 million. Yeah, man, like that. People are with you. Your money is their money, but when you basically take and you covet that money and make it seem like that money makes you superior to everybody, that's what the problem is.
So, Carla, in respect to this whole example that you just elucidated, is there a solution out of it in a way that can put the monkeys out of that vulnerable situation? Do you have any solution to that?
Well, first of all, let's be honest with ourselves, right? And it goes back to everything. Are we capable of building a civilization from top to bottom, up and down, to everything? Because I was really disheartening. Like we always hear St. James, all these other people talking about. I'm going to run back to them and tell them.
Big Carla, do you have to bring aliens in this conversation? Carla?
No. But when the president of Guinea says, we're going to crack down, we're not going to let gold go out, let's fight. 2026, and you just figured that shit out?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, it's not just Guinea, man. It's even in Ghana too.
Yeah, but why? Hold up. Why does it take this fucking long? To say something. We're gonna process gold. We're gonna manufacture gold. We're gonna add value to it. Whatnot. We're gonna build industries around it.
Because a lot of the leadership they went through the educational system, which sort of. Wait, Carla, can I make a point, Carla, if you can allow me? If you go through the educational system, you've been trained to comply to the status quo, right? And then you climb yourself out of through like the political ranks too. You still have to comply, obey the leadership. So wherever you find you meet yourself, I mean, hey, you think that is the standard. A lot of times people don't think outside of the box.
Let me get King good someone. What's going on, King?
Man, they say the good King Justice, Colin.
Oh, good King Jack. I wouldn't be these days. I'm gonna get it right.
Good sub.
Good King is
Step
that.
right up, step right up. Hey, but Colin, since you're talking about us governing ourselves,
man, Good King, the Pan African dude, man. Is that Good King, the Pan African dude from the South?
Yeah,
Yeah, hater.
Black nationalist. Tell me,
Now with the books in the background when he would turn on his camera.
Yeah, he got a good setup. He got a good setup there on the thing,
Look out, man, he's just flexing, man. That ain't real, man.
No, he bought my book, man, so I give him credit for that.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't got no books, Zongo. But Colin, look, give me 2 examples of us governing ourselves correctly, in your opinion. One from ancient times and one from something past 1700.
Well, hey, no, I'll leave it right there because I'm gonna say something. You guys are gonna get offended. So let me.
You saying we've never governed ourselves correctly?
I'm not saying nothing. Just.
But I'm saying even like Mali Empire, Nubia, Liberia. Like you got no examples.
Yeah, okay. Mali Empire was but
also Guy, Ghana, Ida.
Yeah, Mali Empire, Ghana started by the Almoravids and the indigenous people of that part of the area, right? they imported a system of government that was highly advanced. And West Africa has some highly advanced systems of government, And let's be honest with ourselves, a lot of it came from reading a lot of Arabic calculations, scripts, and a lot of Arab scholars lived in that region. We give ourselves the credit for that, right? But the Arabic language was a language of government.
But kind of, if you're gonna be honest, too, Arabic language, the letters also goes way back to Egypt. They also got it from somewhere. But anyway, we didn't want to deflect. Just go ahead with your
No, I get what you're saying because they were Islamic and Muslim, but Mali had their own constitution that was outside of Islam.
Yeah, Mali was a great empire. Mali was a great empire. Probably, I would say, to be honest with yourself, the Mali Empire and the Songhai Empire was probably the only time, the last time, 700 years ago,
that's our peak.
Black men actually ruled their land, ruled themselves. Ever since then, it's been downhill.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand, when I talk about an African, I'm talking about us literally forgetting about these last 500 years in the West, returning to something like to build the Mali Empire. Because I know we did it before. Now, if you don't agree with the African, what you're saying is the Mali Empire never existed. The Songhai Empire never existed. And you're forever going to have to look my line on the white man's institutions, his governments, and everything like to get you started. So I do use the Mali Empire as an inspiration of Black power.
Yeah, that was the name of the Constitution. They just put it in the chat.
So yeah, Mali now.
Yeah, Kurakan Fuga. Yeah, Kurakan Fuga. Hey, salute Ja, man. Salute Ja. Yeah. The Constitution did have some wild articles inside, though. That would have been applicable in modern times. So
but the thing is, how do we come full circle? We cannot keep talking about that. And all the Black people that we talked to, from St. James to the Burkina guy and the Africa, these clowns that be on Dine's show, all in the fucking West, It's had no intention of going back.
Hey, Khaled, let me ask you this question. Do you think if Africa... Because I know a lot of time, for the most part, most people are saying the Africans in the West are the ones that can be able to sort of help Africa to develop. Do you believe so, or do you think it has to be something that evolved naturally within their society?
Well, I'm like this. Look at other models, right? The Chinese people basically... you think China got what it is just by the Chinese living in it? No, you're kidding yourself. Mao Zedong's government, along with the McKinsey group, right? America has spent a lot of money that they should have given to Black people on Chinese education. American taxpayer educated Chinese to be engineers, doctors, and everything like that. Mao and these people were living in a country that was people were starving and dying because 99% of people are illiterate. The Chinese government, communist government, reached into China and said, you have a duty to China. You're American and we understand that, but you're also Chinese. We need you that's why you have to have a good government that has a master plan. And the problem in African countries, they don't have a plan. It's just a bunch of people groveling over nickels and dimes and crumbs. There's no master plan. And like I said, I am sick and tired of dealing with this. Like I said, I'll go to Liberia, I'll go to Angola, but I'm not getting hyped up no more because I got burned too much. I got my heart broken too many times in Liberia to be, getting hyped up. I got thinking about today, man. I think about a friend of mine years ago, man. This is before you guys' time. About 2010, 2011, man. I'm here laughing at the dude, man, but dude was funny. You guys remember the thing called Skype?
Yeah, I used to be on Skype. Yeah, it was like a video chat.
There's Skype group, we're not right. So anyway, this guy used to, that I found me on one of my shows, created a Skype group, add me in there, and whatnot. And he heard about what I said about Africa. He started investigating, And this brother got like 4 degrees in finance and business, whatnot. The Negro lost his mind, man, on Africa, man. Literally went crazy. He was like, man, Colin, man, I sealed a deal where we're gonna be mining gold and blah blah blah. We're gonna fly it out in these planes we're purchasing and whatnot. And I'm still gonna say like he's crazy. His wife left him and whatnot. Said, Eugene, please stop this nonsense and whatnot. No, man, so he quit his job. He was making 6 figures, quit his job, everything, to pursue some African dream and whatnot. I don't know where he's at now, but I heard he's crazy. He was homeless and crazy, lost everything, house, everything, just going crazy over just this African dream, So when I tell people, when people act like I'm precautious, I've seen a lot. I've seen how this blind Pan-Africanism, and what gets me is when I look at these Africans, right, and I see that I can look at it from a distance, right? Not so much when I go to Liberia, right? When I'm in Ghana, when I look at Ghana, right, and other places, Cameroon, when I see Black Americans there, or Gambia, you see them pouring their heart out. Blah, yeah, blah, blah. We're brothers and sisters and whatnot. And they're ready to give off their savings and everything, blah, blah, blah. And the Africans are looking at them like they don't know what the hell you're talking about. Brother, what? What do you mean with brothers? My name is I'm from the such and such tribe, How are we brothers? And the Black Americans just thinking that there's gonna be some big homecoming and all this like that, And it just saddens me, because I think we're getting played. I think we're just getting overhyped over this, And we do need a coordinated effort, and ask hard questions. I ask hard questions. Y'all want our money, y'all want our time, y'all want our influence and everything like that. What are you putting on the table? What I'm doing is holding out and raising the stakes. And we're not talking about territory in Afghanistan. We have nothing to talk about.
Colin, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about government, and I look at us, how we act on these platforms. Like, I remember when I first started watching Dinah's show, when you used to come on there, Brandon used to come on there, I used to think y'all was going to come together and do something for sure. But
yeah,
now
man,
that I look back, now that I look back, it seemed like nobody on these platforms agrees on anything, even though they talk to each other every day.
Even if you agree, like me and Brandon agreed on a lot of stuff. And I was supposed to bring him to Liberia, like with OAP. He could have actually got land outright. But I don't know. He was just on Kenya or something like that. Maybe he has a side chick over there. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But he chose not to. Then me and Bomani put our tour together. That was the last me and Brandon really spoke 2 years ago, So
I thought you, Brandon, and Dynas for sure. If y'all would have came together and did something, y'all could have got the ball rolling for sure.
For Dynas is for Dynasty. It's like,
but Dynas a businessman. That's what it is.
Yeah, not everybody in this movement is like a revolutionary, like I am. A lot of these guys are trying to. I never got into this to make money in Africa. I make plenty of money in America.
I can see that.
I am not in.
Yeah, and Dynas kind of left like white collar business to parlay Pan-Africanism into his business.
So
like with the traveling and all of that. So I get why he moved the way he do too.
Who?
Dynas, because he a businessman. So it's like whatever's gonna make the money, that's what I'm rolling with. And he ain't gonna grift or nothing like that, but he gonna do all of these shows. He gonna do his travels, and that's what he gonna do. He not really worried about tearing anything down, anything. Yeah, he
that's
just
how he makes. Dynas makes his living. I ain't got him going on. He makes his money. But me personally, I decided, I don't want to do that because I know I'll be compromised. So.
Because if you just did straight travels, you'll never be able to speak the way you speak.
Yeah, I know. Because I'd be like, I gotta watch what I say and all stuff like that. No, I can't do that.
You wouldn't be able to critique Africa as much.
Yeah, I can't go critique Africa because you're gonna know there's things about Africa I'll tell you about. If there's something wrong, I'll tell you. I don't care to go. DK thinks I cover for Liberia. I don't. I don't cover for nobody. I just tell it like it is. I call it like I see it, So that's what it is. But as far as like you asked about governing ourselves, I thought about that. I said some of these Negroes, if they're in the same room, guns would come out and shit. You know,
Nah, facts, bro. Facts. Even like, bro, just FBA. If we didn't have a white man to have laws here, so a lot of us would go to jail if stuff popped off, it would have already been FBA on continental African attacks over here.
exactly. You know, that's the next step is going to happen if they keep it up. It's going to turn to violence. You know, and it's completely unnecessary. You know, no one's telling like you got these people. I ain't African. Every time you do a post on TikTok, whatever like that, you talk about Africa or Pan African. I ain't African. I'm Native American. Nobody asked you know. You know, they always got to come in there qualifying with their I ain't African shit. You know,
but obviously we don't need some of the diasporas. We don't want someone like the finance minister of Ghana after he's been accused of embezzling Ghana's funds. He had to, seek for asylum in America, and now he's been granted green card, for not wanting to go back to face accountability. This is the problem of bringing the aspirants back home,
Well, that's probably not just that people stealing money; it's the policies, right? Like Michael Blackson lost money. Let me have you say this, Tango. When we talk about coming to Africa, right? One thing you have to get straight is, okay, our money. How's our money gonna be safe? Now coming soon is gonna be digital currency. That means the diaspora, Black America, can have its own global digital banking system where we could transfer our money to, and be worth 5 to 20 times more than the US dollar. That's how we could sustain ourselves and do business in Africa. But if somebody says, nope, you got to take your money and put it into ZDs, that's dead.
Did you say ZDs? Man, Colin, man, you're a funny dude, man.
9,000 naira. Like, yeah, y'all need to change y'all currency rates, bro. That don't make any sense.
Yeah.
So these are things, and what we're finding that Black America are really helpless against Africa.
If we all can have the same currency, like let's say West African currency, single currency, that could be very helpful.
Yeah, but everybody can't have the same currency because you don't add the same value that we do.
Right.
I'm talking about West Africa.
But that would be fair to West Africa because when you bring a lot of foreign currency to the country, it devalues and
he means the whole continent have the same currency.
That idea was actually coined before. Actually, I remember growing up when I was a teenager. I always thought we're gonna have like one currency called the Echo. It was called Echo, like ECOWAS. They used to promote it everywhere.
It seems like Africans don't want that though. Like it seems like y'all don't want to come together.
The stronger currencies, countries that are doing really well developing, that means when they take on somebody else's currency develop because they got to take on the debt,
right,
of the other countries' debt. When you take on, say, I'm gonna put my currency there, you got to take on that. You got to clear up that country's foreign debt. Now imagine you go into Southern Africa. And the Rand is doing all right now, but it says, let's combine with Zimbabwe. What do you think you want to do that?
God, does that really matter? I mean, Zimbabwe, they fucking destroyed Zimbabwe's currency,
I know, but to do so.
For not complying to the global financial system,
right, so
they fucking destroyed it.
One country in Europe, like sanctions.
But Carla, if someone with a punch of a button can actually destroy your currency, man, does that really matter, man, Carla? Let's be honest to ourselves, man.
You can also destroy your country with a punch of a button militarily.
Right now, you have to base everything is purchased in USD. So, no matter whatever the shilling is, right? You could say, I have 1 billion shilling, right? That might be worth. That might be $100,000, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the people you cannot purchase a plane with 100 million shilling. You have to turn that to US dollar, and that's where the problem comes in,
Thanks.
Kala, what do you think about like the the growing wave of instability across West Africa? Where are the root causes? Like the looking like from the bigger picture.
Well, one of the things is the country I was proud about was Liberia, but as you see Elvis, right? You see the way he talks, right? He's already going around. Oh yeah, man. These people. I don't think these people know what a stable government is. I don't think they know if it's smacked them upside the head. They're going around talking all this nonsense and everything. I can tell them, you keep talking all this nonsense, the country could dissolve into chaos. And nobody respects the authority. West Africa has this thing where where they talk loosely about government officials and whatnot. Now, in America, you could do that, We got mechanisms in place. When you deal with a developing country, that authority is everything because everything's not apparent, but you still got to obey the law. Laws have to be enforced. You can't pick and choose what laws you want to obey and not, So when people feel like they're emboldened to talk bad about their leaders and stuff like that, it leads to disrespect. And that's what emboldens people to do things. I'm watching it in real time. I think West Africa needs is they need an Idi Amin. That's all go straight in Africa out. If you have more Idi Amin.
Do you think Idi Amin or they need a miracle Liberia like Kala?
No, because American Liberians basically they will bless their hearts. They were in the wrong continent. There was no way that they were going to civilize these people.
God, why are African Americans going to Africa and still want to celebrate American values in Africa, man?
How is that American values? We have our own values. What is a fucking American value?
They celebrate Juneteenth, playing Black American music in Ghana.
That's torture. What we supposed to do?
Man, that's Kala's question, man. That's Kala's. They gotta be playing Ghanaian music, but they gotta let that American shit go.
Hell nah.
Ah, come on, man.
No Ghanaian music. Ghana is the name.
I want to do Kala's thought on that, man.
We can't name five Ghana songs, bro.
Kala, what do you think about it, though? You think you think you can't let America go even when you go to Africa?
Oh, I can't let Black America go because Black America.
Nah. You want us to stop eating fried chicken and start eating food? It's not gonna happen, brother.
If you can't let Black America go, it means you are tied to this continent and country, Kala.
No, what I want to do is create my own Black America overseas. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yo, I guess my point is just to prove to them that they are tied to this continent, man, America.
Yeah, most are.
They can't let it go. They can't let it go.
Well, most of us are going to stay right here, but we are going to build branches throughout the world. We're expanding. That's why I see it. Majority, Zongo, be honest with you, majority of Negroes, I want them to stay right the fuck here. So let the white man deal with them. White man created this mess. Let him deal with it. I want to take the best of the best, cream of the crop. The strongest and the smartest, hardworking.
I saw them. Them doing a Juneteenth in Ghana, and it was like, man, it was some fucking a park in America. I'm like, what the hell, man? They still never let America go after several years in Ghana.
No, of course not. The bottom line is this: when people go to Africa, right? They like your whatever you do, the Oshun, not the Oshun, but the what they throw the water on you and stuff. And your libations, whatever nonsense is.
It ain't nonsense, Scholar. Come on, bro.
So they like doing all that. But best for sure, when nighttime comes, they're hitting the club.
Boom, shakalaka.
Man, Kala, man, why you disrespect African culture, man?
I ain't disrespecting African culture, man.
But why would you describe it as nonsense?
No,
Ubuntu.
because Africans don't practice it. They always try to pose on everybody else. Why don't you guys talk about
Yeah. The more I watch, the more I realize that it looks like Black Americans, but they're more American than them trying to be Africans. Because even
No.
them living in
it?
Africa,
I'll put it to you like this.
they learn 2 or 3 words,
Hold
but
on,
they
hold
don't
on.
want to assimilate. They don't want to assimilate.
I'll put it to you like this. In Africa, you feel free, you
Yeah.
know? And the bottom line is this. That's the only
Tyler, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, this is how I feel about it. When I get land in Liberia, right?
Hmm.
And I act myself when I don't act like I'm a Liberian, all like that, but I feel free, you know?
Hmm.
And that's how I enjoy myself because I know I know the only thing I need to know is I'm in Africa. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
I know I got a connection to the land, the soil, whatever like that, because my ancestors come from, right? Everything that came up after that, right? The culture and everything like that is constantly changing, constantly evolving. So what we do is for the first time when you go to Africa and you sit down when I in a bar, and you're sitting there, and I remember I had my Kenneth Cole shirt on, white Kenneth Cole shirt on, jeans and whatnot, and I was like, I was sitting there, and in my frockers, and I'm sitting there, man, I never felt more African in my fucking life. You know why? Because I'm on African soil doing what the fuck I want to do. You know, I don't have to. I know I'm just another variation of Africa, just like your kente cloth. Isn't that from your tribe? Evolved or not? Hey, me being wearing hip hop gear evolved. That's my contribute. That's why I see it. Why should your version of what Africa is be dominant, Zongo? Why should your music be dominant? You know, why should your food take shape or not? Why can't I bring my food, like that? And we're both
That's what in Ghana, man. You gotta submit to
Zongo.
the
You
Ghanaian
you guys don't seem to understand something. We're
You gotta
originally,
submit to the Ghanaian culture, man,
hold on,
Carter.
it's not that we don't recognize that. We don't recognize that, you know. And I told you about that set tripping, man.
Man, Carter, man, Africans submit to African American culture in America. Y'all don't want to submit to our culture,
Oh,
cut that, Carter.
Nah, y'all keep y'all culture alive over here.
y'all come over here. Don't even speak the language. I'm gonna stop it.
Man, look at me, Zongo, man. I'm trying to sound like y'all.
Hold on, that's you. You got these little Ghanas and little Senegals. They be singing boom shakalaka, shnagalaka, shnagalaka.
They make us go to Juneteenth where we are learning African American
Oh
culture.
yeah, like we're in Africa.
We
We're
take
going
training about
hold on, we're going to the festivals and all that in Africa too.
Carla, we take training about Tulsa, Oklahoma, even at the workplace. We learn
And
about your
also,
culture.
hold up, we're in these African countries. We go to the museums. We go to the forts. We learn the culture too. So what's the big deal?
Cultural exchange.
Oh, cultural exchange, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We do the same thing. The problem is you guys want your culture to replace our culture, and that's where the conflict comes in. I think Africans were never really prepared to respect Black America as culture, as an authentic culture, it originated in Africa. So if it's done in Africa, and we are still Africans, it doesn't matter what the fuck we came from. We're still Africans, So if we want to go to Africa, like Dr. Campbell, when he's speaking Tree, right? That's what he chooses to do.
Man, he's very fluent, man.
But I have no intention of learning Tree.
He's very fluent at local Ghanaians, actually.
And that's very good for him. If that's what he wanted, that's his passion. What I would say to him, right? Don't tell anybody that they come over here. You got people here retired. They just want to enjoy that Cape breeze. That breeze, that Africa's breeze, King, good, is the most therapeutic thing you're gonna feel in your fucking life. That breeze
The
on the
beaches on Liberia
is freaking powerful. When you get captivated that, you can fall asleep right there in the fucking sun. on a hammock, whatever, in your backyard, whatever like that, in that breeze and wake up and whatnot, you know, and the African warmth and whatnot, you know, man, you feel like you're in heaven. You don't want nobody sit tapping on you. Have you spoke your tree today?
Damn, Carla.
Well, these are things that
Wait, Carla. So, Carla, wait. So, you mean to tell me in Liberia you were not learning any local indigenous
They
Liberian
speak
language?
English over there, right?
I'm talking about, is he making an effort to learn any
Zongo,
indigenous Liberian language?
Liberians speak English.
Kind of. Look. There are indigenous groups over there. Are you making an effort to learn?
Yeah, but hold up. Let me tell you something about Zongo, right? The indigenous people, because we built the country, the indigenous people's culture, way of life, language, everything, religion is based on the American Liberians. All of them.
What do you mean?
You gonna bring Elvis up here, man?
They all go to church. They all go to the club. They all live like they're from America, you know?
But what I mean is that the language. Do you speak the language?
Hold up. There's people in the rural areas, and they're like, ask Focus Day when he gets up here. Nobody speaks it, you know, because it's useless.
So you mean to say in Liberia they don't have any indigenous language that they speak over there?
You go to the rural areas, right? The rural areas where outside the cities, where people don't have contact with the cities.
Yeah, Elvis, pull up on the life, man. I don't believe Carla, man.
Go to the rural areas and rural villages way out in the distance, and you got people who still speak their language and stuff like that, indigenous language and whatnot. But everybody speaks English. The only people.
Carla, it looks like Burudi agrees with you. It says like African Americans should also be allowed to erect their culture from the point of view of Pan Africanism. You know. Through their music,
African American culture, so that's it. That's African American culture.
Jazz, Kwanzaa, soul food, gumbo, cornbread, adding.
Man, gumbo, man, that's jollof rice, man. Come on, man.
Nah, that's jambalaya. You had gumbo before, Zongo?
Gumbo, I think I have, right? I think I have. Oh no, gumbo is very good actually. I tried it.
See?
Yeah.
So somebody go set up a Creole Cajun restaurant in Ghana, you ain't gonna be mad.
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna like it. It's just that I just don't understand why they just can't. They don't want to, allow themselves to be absorbed by the Ghanaian culture. They still want to retain their indigenous Black American culture.
Because we were still African when we came over here, so what we were doing still was African culture. It was just in America.
Yeah, Black Americans they don't let go of their culture easily.
We can't.
It seems to me they are more American than African themselves.
No, we just
it's only Dr. Kambo. Dr. Kambo was the guy that tried to immerse himself into the African culture. Except the other African Americans, no, they don't want to do that.
Well, you had a repatriation line.
Kala doesn't want to do that. I've never seen Kala wear his dashiki or his fugu or his.
Kala, why you don't wear African traditional clothes?
Yeah, I've never seen Kala wear that before, man. His fugu with his hat. Like an elder. We still want to wear like some.
He don't want to look like a Baba. That's what it is. He want to look like a businessman.
He's still wearing baseball cap. That's for the kids, man. You gotta wear them. The Muslim hat, man, for the elders. Hey, Kyle's still there?
You done fell asleep already.
Yeah, Elliot, I don't know what was happening to his life. It looks like I thought something was happening to Kyla. I was about to call 911.
Man. We just got to build though. Like all these conversations, people been having the same convos for like the last 5 years, just
Oh no,
arguing.
come on, man. This is a joke, man. I don't mean what I say.
Nah, I ain't even talking about you. I'm just talking about like all these platforms, Dynasty
Yeah,
platform, everybody's.
yeah. Tariq platform is a divisive platform. But
It ain't
have
even
you
the platform. It's just divisive people.
have you been to Africa before?
Nah, I never been to Africa.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
When I wait, but when are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go soon.
I,
I'm gonna go soon. You over there right now?
no, I'm in America.
When you going back?
At the right time.
Yeah, see what I'm saying. That's why I'm gonna go at the right
Hey,
time.
wait, hey, look. I was born and raised over there. That's my homeland, you know.
That's my homeland too.
Yeah, but I've been there before, you know.
Because you was born there. I was born in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, right in America, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It took Kyla some time to get over there. I'm gonna get over there.
Oh, okay. Well, Ubuntu says all Africans can learn from each other. Interface within Ubuntu and still keep cultural aesthetic differences to evoke contracts. These interwines promote this interwines promotes rich tapestry. Africa is large. Well, man, Burundi, man, why don't you tell that to South Africans about that, man? They need to listen to that.
Yeah. Facts. Africans in general. Like that's I'm not gonna lie, that's what keeps Pan Africanism at a standstill. It ain't black Americans. It's y'all gotta unite amongst yourselves.
Well, the bigger cultures don't believe in Pan Africanism, you know?
Now, yeah, the indigenous continental Africans, for the most part, just practice their own tribalism and nationalistic cultures.
Well, the thing is, the Pan Africanism has to have some sort of regulations because if they don't, that means groups with nefarious intentions can come and occupy your land, and over time, they will claim that it belongs to them. You
I mean,
see?
that's already happening though, and Pan Africanism ain't the order of the day.
Yeah, that's not in the spirit of, love and tranquility, you know? If I accept you within my midst and you have a domineering quality by nature and over time you occupy high positions within my country, within my land, it doesn't justify you to take over my land.
So that's why we need our own spot.
Yeah, that's not right. I don't mean no. We can leave. We can cohabit. Like we can coexist within the land, but you know
But we can't run the government, basically.
that's not. No,
We'll
I
have
mean still
no
like. I
we'll
mean,
have no political say so.
no, you can't have political say so, but like historically, whoever the land belongs to, they just don't lie that. Oh, the land belongs for everybody.
That's
No.
the whole thing. Is hold up. Did you create the land, or did God?
Got it. What are you thinking?
Well, who go? So why would any? I don't obey none of that stuff. If I got land, if I got guns, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna take it from you.
Man, God, is that what we're doing now, Carla?
I
Man,
don't.
Carla,
I don't
what the hell?
recommend that stuff. Yeah, nonsense. You
Carla,
didn't.
what the hell are you smoking, man, Carla?
Did not create the land. He didn't get down there and pull. It was created by God. You know, you just happen to be occupying the land at a certain time, but you could be taken away at any time.
Yeah, you're right. You got a point, though, Carla. Cause them Arabs came to Africa and now they occupy almost like a huge portion of the land, claiming that it's an Arabic land.
Well,
How far
Yeah,
would
like
you go to
Sudan,
Africa?
like
bottom is
Sudan, for instance. And they in Sudan, they can tell you, they tell Africans that they should go back to where they come from. I'm like, what the hell? And the Africans be telling them, look, Sudan is the land of the black. Y'all go back to Arabia because that's where you guys came from.
Thanks.
You see?
Yeah, but Africa's got, like I said, the monkey kingdom. Africa's got can't keep waiting until something's developed and worth living, and then they want to contest it. You know, Africa's got to take a piece of barren territory and build that thing up from the ground up and whatnot. They can tell the world it's ours. You know, wherever if you build something, you sit there and let somebody build something, and then you think by numbers you're going to take over one day by numbers, by demographics and whatnot. People like Elvis. Elvis is the type, he thinks that as long as him and his people could invade a country and bring their numbers up, they could take over. They do that all over the world. And they're trying to do that in America. It's causing conflict between black people in America and white people in America because we don't think like that. You know, just because we got numbers, we got to take over. Don't you want your numbers? I said, no. I didn't build fucking the state of Minnesota. What the fuck am I taking over for? Like Somalis. Minnesota's ours. I don't understand why some Africans think like
You're
that.
right. For the most part, I think Black Americans, they're very liberal and very accepting of everybody. That's true. You're right.
So we're just like, hey, look, it is what it is. Until I get something real, I'm leaving the fucking else. I have no desire to fucking whatever. What the fuck I want with fucking the state of Minnesota? Somali's about the state of Minnesota. We were here 10,000 years ago or some stupid shit like that. Like, you know, you can't run the state of Minnesota, you know?
You see how people trying to fabricate history? You see?
Yeah, I see that a lot. Everybody just make up their own history to suit their own needs, you know? Who cares, you know? Like, nobody cares about real history anymore, you know? That's mob rule, you know? Take it over, make up a history, make up a lie, stick with that lie, then stick with it again. Then make up another lie, right? And stick with that.
Kala, have you read the Hausa oral traditions before?
Why would I?
No. I'm just asking you.
No.
You do realize the Hausas do consider Yorubas are part of the Hausa states. Do you know that,
Me personally, I know these are great people, Zongo, you know, Hausas and stuff.
No, Kala, man, don't go there, man. Don't say something bad, Kala. Don't do that, bro.
No. What I'm saying, and I've been listening to y'all in the chat, man. Y'all be doing your Hausa thing and blah blah blah, you know, like that. But you know, in the grand scheme of how the world moves and whatnot, and moving and shaking, man, you know, that's what I like to talk about, you know. And like I said, the AES is boring me right now.
Oh man, you married AES, Kala? You have issues with them?
No, I'm saying they bore me. Because now
ain't that exactly what you're talking about, though? Like people governing themselves.
Now that one chick that was on Phil's show, right? She's angry because the France just did a complaint against Ibn Traore, accusing him of being an anti-democratic. I'd agree, but Traore, we don't need democratic democracy. We don't need that shit, right? But the problem is, right? People like St. James sold this, so it was a done deal, a slam dunk. You know, and the France is not giving that shit up. It was Mali, you know, the only country they seem like they're not really is Guinea for some reason, you know. I don't know
He's
what's
probably
going
in bed with them, though. That's what everybody think. He got a white wife and everything.
I know.
People think, yeah, he compromised.
But as far as Mali, they won't go away.
But isn't like the fight for independence? Wouldn't it be like that, like an ongoing struggle?
Yeah, but when I asked what's going on with they got a real serious problem with the jihadists. They want to recognize that. They think the jihadist movement is just about France and the United States trying to stabilize. No. Oh no, here goes
It's
DK.
its own separate thing. Yeah.
Here goes DK. Oh Lord. Yeah. The problem is in the situation is the fact that France has not given up relinquished control over what you call. I am a fighter, but I'm not fighting somebody else's war. You know,
No, but I get that. But shouldn't you be applauding them? Because wouldn't that
yeah, I
be what it
applaud them
takes
all
to?
together. I applaud them to the point where you ask me, like, these jihadists are separatists. These are Tuaregs and all these other people who
Yeah,
want a separatist state.
Azawad. Yeah.
You know, so therefore, as long as you keep ignoring that, say, you know something, why don't we carve out a state for these Tuaregs? These people who don't want to assimilate with us. They're Muslims, but they don't consider themselves.
No, see, that's what. Yeah, kind of. They got to keep their own land. They got to go to war with them and the French. They can't just get them Northern Mali.
No, I'm gonna say give the whole Northern Mali, but they could give them a state, make a state up there. Start
Nah,
them up
hell
with
no.
economy.
Don't get them nothing.
And then you got a conflict for the next 1,000 years, you know?
But it's been going on since the time of Sonia Ali with them people. You just got to handle
Well,
them once and for
I know
all.
that. But the thing is, though, when they created the Mali, the modern state of Mali, you know, they incorporated all those. The French didn't know anything about the differences. Even
But
when
Colin, if you give those people a state in that location, all they're gonna do is team up with Algeria and then team up with some more Arabs and then try to come take the rest of
all
them.
you have to do is deport all the friggin' those jihadists out of your area. Get them rid of them all.
So why not just kill them and throw them in jail right now and keep your land?
Well, you can't say inhumane. Then the world will be against you.
I made it is
You
what
march
it
them out of the
is.
country, say good luck, bye. Then you're done with them.
I
Then,
just don't agree with giving them any land.
what you complain about is the insurgents being formed by the West won't happen anymore because they won't be there. Now,
Yo,
now,
brother,
see,
Kyle, what the brother? Where's he? Where you from, brother?
Oh, me? I'm from Houston,
like-
Texas.
Oh, Houston, yeah. Man, your knowledge about Africa is solid, man. That's good.
I appreciate you.
hey, listen to me.
Reading.
That's what.
Nah, hell no.
When Negroes never want to give anybody credit.
Nah, bro, I've been on this. I rock with you because of the black nationalism, but we have some rifts here and there. But I do agree that we need our own nation, wherever it's gonna be. It could be in damn South America or Madagascar at this point. We just need somewhere that we can call our own.
DK's mad at me, you know. That's why he ran to Liberia. Now, why does he got to bring Liberia into this? You know, I thought we were done with this. It has nothing to do with Liberia. Like Liberia, I'm really pissed off at Liberia.
So, Kyle, you won Mali and Egypt get split up, man, Kyle. If that was the case, man, why did Kyle?
I want to
Kyle, let me just. If that was the case, why didn't white Americans just give Black Americans their ethno states in America?
Because you got to understand something. America is manifest destiny. Coast to coast, America's not giving you shit. Coast to coast, sea to shine.
And that's the same way the Arab is in Africa.
Coast to coast, sea to shine, seas on go. Not only that, American sovereignty extends even in the Caribbean and South America. So therefore, anything that goes on inside this country, the United States, like let me give you a perfect example what I saw in real time. There was an incident back in the 90s called the Branch Davidians. You ever heard of it?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, it was out in Texas, Waco, Texas.
Say what was it called again?
The Waco, Texas, the Branch Davidians. There was a cult by this guy named David Koresh. He thought he was.
Oh yeah, I know David Koresh. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what I saw was it dawned on me right then, right? Because I had this idea that we're gonna build some camps and settle in some areas in Wyoming and create like a ethno state, whatever. And then when that happened, right, I saw them. All they did was get a search warrant, right? And next thing you know, federal authorities came there with AK-47 rifles and everything like that. And David Koresh's followers barricaded and shot one of the feds. They ended up burning the fucking the compound now with the children, everything in it. But it dawned on me that the same rules when you're outside the jurisdiction of America don't apply. You know, you're inside the jurisdiction of America. They could blow you up, kill you, everything. They don't have to come up to you and be like, oh, what you're doing, let's have a negotiation. And you think you're going to end up with some territory. They could come and just fucking kill you. Because whatever goes on their soil, they have sovereignty over. They have ownership over.
That's true until you build some military might. But the critique is, how is it any different in Africa?
No, because in Africa, the difference is, you know, depending on what host country you go to, African countries don't have, let me put an example I'm talking about. Zango more like this. African countries are not designed to friggin' defend their borders or defend other people, except for this AES situation. I think for the most part, African militaries and everything are solely designed to crush opposition within a country. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, right, people do not have the same sort of, in other words, inside of America, the police, the FBI, SWAT teams, they're not an army. They got law enforcement behind them. They're enforcing the law. On a battlefield, they're not enforcing the law. It's like the rules of Geneva takes over in warfare, in combat. Inside of America, no such laws exist protecting you. You remember protected on an Iraqi battlefield. They were saying that. They said the people in Iraq were safer. So soldiers in Iraq were safer than the American citizens, David Koresh, because it happened on American soil. Same thing would happen.
I get that, but when we talk about a nation in Africa, you don't think the same kind of ruthlessness is going to apply if the people in Africa disagree with you being over there?
It can.
That's what I'm saying. So whenever we build a nation, like I get what DK saying, wherever you gonna build it, you could build it on the moon. You still gonna have to fight somebody.
Yeah, you got to be ready. You just got to be ready. Weapons.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you gotta fight someone. There's always going to be someone who's going to challenge your authority. You know,
if somebody tells you you can have that land over there, but you can't have no army, no weapons, or nothing like that, I'm like, nope, sorry.
Yeah, it's a no go. Yeah,
that's a no go. You know.
Kyle, wait. Is Deacon saying that Kyle is kind of scared of the white man, scared of the Arab man, and Boogie and Ray Ray too?
Let me get DK up here. What the hell is he talking about?
Man, Kyle's scared of everybody, man. DK, man.
Let me get DK up here.
Yeah, we all agree on the nation. It's just like the logistics, okay? So it's like
we
do it in Africa. To actually pull that off, you're gonna need some manpower on that ground. And by the time
we're gonna need manpower on the ground. We're gonna need manpower on the ground, which we got abundance of. We're gonna need the natural resources. You're gonna need to buy.
No, but this is what I'm saying, Kyla. While you're building the Afristan, the neighboring country, and those indigenous people, regardless if it's people that agree with you that want to see you win, it's gonna also be a group of people that are eyeing what you're doing with a jealous eye.
That's Africa 101, man. Jealousy is Africa 101. You gotta realize that, you know, no matter we black people in general, you know.
Yeah, facts.
No matter where you go, not just Africa, black people, you know, jealousy 101. What's up, Mufasa?
What's going on?
What's up, Mufasa?
Hey, man, Mufasa, man.
It's good.
Mufasa,
you get what we saying about it's gonna be a fight, no matter where you at.
Oh man, Colin. You can say I was right, man. He said you scared of the white man, you scared of the Arab man, and you scared of
I look like fucking shit. Shut up, my whole thing is this. Everything, look, if anybody tells you it's gonna be easy and there are gonna be trials and tribulations,
Hey, DK, man, you gotta cut Colin slack, man. He's an old man, man. He's not ready for a bloodshed.
Zongo always talking shit.
Now, I think the one thing that could work as far as that when it comes to defense, like you could probably gather some of the best scientists in the diaspora and try to duplicate that Iron Dome that Israel has and just help the host country out and have your own defense system.
The best thing to do is be on good terms with the host country. And I'm going to make an offer.
Yeah. that would have to be your number one ally, like your number one. Y'all would have to be.
But like I said, people think I'm a hostile. No, the host country is going to be when we put this proposal to them, right? I'm gonna lay it down to them, right? I know what they're scared of. They're scared of the Lebanese. They're terrified of the Chinese. They really do. They're literally scared. Look, you have no idea what it's like thinking your country is going to be fucking China, Brazil, and all those. You want your country to preserve its culture, its race, and all stuff like that, right? And so you tell them that we want to make your country the strongest country in Africa. We're going to move our banks, our institutions, everything. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, of course, let's see what we can do. I would say, this is what you're going to need. We're going to need an official invite. Ghana has never done that. No country in Africa.
Official invite from where to where? To whom?
No,
that's what I'm saying. I think you need to form your African government and body over here.
Man, Black Americans, look, Africans. Look.
We can form.
Look, Kala, we tired of you all, man. We can't please you,
Because Ghana,
because the way you talk, Kala, some Black Americans probably is in Ghana using the same talking points and dealing with the government somewhere in Africa.
I mean, look, Ghana is doing what Ghana could do. As far as I like Muhammad's doing the reparations and stuff like that. But this thing called an African and stuff like that is something bigger. I don't think Ghana is capable of handling something like this.
Ghana ain't tired. Why would Ghana be tired? They tired of spending American money? Please.
Man, Mufasa, man. Mufasa, man, look, we got to build, though,
What, you talking about Ghanaians?
Black Americans in Ghana, man, we got to spend that money, man.
They are
spending. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, bro, you could talk as much shit as you want about Africa. Because when you come there, it's going to be the same shit. They ain't giving no handouts or nothing. Everything you got, you paying for. So, like, if you ban an African American from Africa, you only hurting Africans. Because every time we there, we spending money. So we could talk as much shit as we want.
I didn't even know that. He told me he said when he brought his first tour group there and whatnot, he said some people had never heard when he was giving them money and stuff like that, the people, locals with different jobs and everything. Some of them never had money in their hands,
Yeah, but Mufasa and Kala, like in Africa, does that mean that if you don't have money, or is it like just the world in general that if you don't have money, people just
the people who don't have money ain't gonna be able to go there in the first place.
People just overlook you. People just don't take you seriously. Is that true?
Yes, how it is in Africa. Yeah,
it's like that in America too, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say you got to be about something. I mean, it ain't just money. Feel me? Because like when I go places, for example, I could really talk to people because I know what's going on in their country. I could talk to local politics. I'm reading local articles. I can educate them on things like so. It ain't just money. You know what I mean? If you ain't about shit, it's just money though.
Right.
Yeah,
you got knowledge and you're a people person. You can pretty much get around.
Yes, that's true. So it's not necessarily. It's about I guess the bottom line is like is the part of the African society that you try to connect with. If you connect with the society that everything is all about money, once you run out of money, people are gonna rock with you.
Right.
But if you go to an environment or a community where they are like thirsty for knowledge,
you still gonna need money.
You still gonna need money, right? Yeah, you still gonna need money.
You ain't getting around that money. The thing is but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know, like how much shit are we really doing that an Indian man couldn't do, or some Indian American, or just anybody. You know what I mean? Because they're not giving you a pass because you're African American. You know what I mean? They
like how much value outside of the money are we bringing over there?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying they not like if I'm from San Diego, right? Say you from Detroit and you come to San Diego or whatever, and you come around, you looking for the black people, and you be like, damn, I ain't seen y'all. Then you find me. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna welcome you. Like, okay, you one of my people. I know what it's like. You just here, you think it's all white people and Asians or whatever. Right. I'm gonna welcome you as my brother. For them, you're just an American. So like, Indian American could come over there or whatever. You know what I mean? They're just looking at you like a foreigner. They don't really have that black value like we do.
Right, I got you.
What do you mean? Like, you mean in Africa they don't have the black value that you do?
Nah, most people they don't understand how to value blackness yet.
What do you mean? That's the content of blackness, man.
Yeah, that's like a
No one
concept
give
they
a
don't
damn.
really have. I mean, they
No
don't
one.
even know, bro. You come over there, half
No,
of them don't even. 75% of them don't even know the slave trade and how it worked, and
yeah,
they be like, "Oh,
but
what part of Africa
no,
are you from?"
that's not true though.
That's
If
true,
you
bro. You
see,
didn't,
wait,
Zongo. If it wasn't for college show, you wouldn't even know about the slave trade. We had to educate you
man,
about
look,
that,
man, stop lying, man, Mufasa, man, stop lying, man. Look, I
bro.
studied
When you
about
first
slave.
came here, you didn't know nothing. We had to get you right,
Ah, man, come here, Mufasa, man. Really, for real, Mufasa?
bro. You
All you
didn't
did
even
was
know
just
about
tell me about your experiences in Nigeria. Come on. I was just listening
no,
to your
bro.
experiences in
I'm not
Nigeria.
just saying me. I'm saying the African American platform. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We had
no,
to
no, but look,
educate
look,
you.
look,
You
look,
was
look,
like
look.
most Ghanaians. They don't really know no
Look,
history.
no, but wait. When I was in school, I knew about slavery. I learned about slavery. I don't,
Zongo,
I,
you came over here to like when you was a kid.
oh, no. I came here to do a master's degree.
Oh, you ain't learned
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
about no
I
slavery
studied
then, bro.
slavery, but I just never knew slavery after beyond the shores of Ghana. Whatever happened, I don't know about that.
So you ain't
But
know about slavery then.
Yeah,
well, I
he
didn't know
did it.
about what happened in but I did learn about whatever happened within.
All you knew about was the slave castles. That's it.
No, the triangular slave and everything, how the slaves were sold and something like that, how like the tribes fought themselves. They taught us in school.
Do they teach y'all about the Berlin Conference? Like what happened to
No,
y'all?
they didn't teach me about Berlin Conference, but they taught me about the triangular slave trade, where the slaves were taken to the Americas. But as far as like the details as what happened within the Americas, it was like a middle school class, so it was not like in depth.
Question: like when you in elementary, middle school, and high school, are you getting Ghanaian history? Like, are you getting the Ashanti, the
Yeah, they
Fanti,
teach us
all
Ghanaian
that?
history. Yeah, they tell like Ghanaian
Okay.
history, Ghanaian cultural values, like the different groups within it. Well, I'll just put it this way: if you leave, because Ghana's made up different ethnic groups, right? So
Right.
they're gonna teach you a general knowledge about the main ethnic groups in Ghana, not every ethnic group in
Right.
school, right? And the locality where you live, if it is an Akan area, they're gonna teach you an Akan culture. If you live in northern Ghana, is the Dagomba area, they're gonna teach you about the Dagomba culture. But you have to learn about Ghanaian culture outside of the school system. You can't rely on the government to teach you about like Ghanaian culture. No, you
Gotcha. So
gotta.
you gonna learn like about the most dominant tribe in your area, basically.
Yeah, but
No, they supposed to teach you that though. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to teach you that. Like a lot of times they don't want to teach it. Like they'll have like, say for instance, I'm in office. We don't really want to teach Ghanaian history because they're gonna come to find out how corrupt I was and all.
Right.
Or they don't
Right.
want to stoke any tribal arguments. You know what I mean? So they don't go like probably as deep as they need to.
Right. Right. Like in Nigeria, they probably not teaching the history of Biafra in
now
elementary
the
or
point I'm
middle
trying to
school.
say, like the point I'm trying to say is that
They ain't
look,
teaching nothing in Nigeria.
they will promote more of like the region where you find yourself. The culture, the school system is gonna promote the culture of that ethnicity within that region. But it doesn't mean that outside of the school system you're not going to learn anything. You're still going to learn something because the knowledge is through, with your elders, with people that you talk with. You're going to learn a lot more than what you learn in the books anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, I would love to see them go around. You know how they having them little people on YouTube and shit. They go around with a mic asking people history questions. I would love to see that in Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, in
Like the
Ghana?
Them
Sabeda
motherfuckers where they
in
wouldn't know
Ghana.
shit.
Yeah.
They'll be worse. They'll be worse than Zongo.
Oh, man. That man. Oh, hey, Kyle Mufasa is taking a shot at me because I called him out earlier, man. I know that, man. I know that
Oh no, I
Mufasa.
missed it. I missed it. What did I say?
Oh, well, let the sleeping dogs not sleep, man. You know,
No, that's all good. I liked
yeah,
Ghana,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, but
Ghana
I guess
had
look, but Mufasa, in relation
yeah.
to what you said about the black, look, if you live in the continent of look, Mufasa, it is there. There's black consciousness. If you're black, if you're a stranger, because people do accept stranger, like especially in Ghana, like receiving a stranger is a big is a big part of their culture. Maybe if you go to more of like an upper class, I don't know, but the average person, maybe you might not be, you might not like where they live, but that's where you find a culture. People might be willing to accept you and accommodate you and feed you. When
No.
diners
You
went,
you gonna get it. You gonna get. But what I'm saying is, do you think you being black is giving you any more acceptance than like if you was a Indian American or some shit or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Like you could be a Chinaman and
oh,
they'll still come over there and show you the culture if you got the bread.
oh yeah, yeah, okay, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
they
what
wouldn't
part
know,
of
they
what you
wouldn't
said
know
is
that.
true though. Part of what you saying is true in the sense of like it's especially in Ghana, you got a strong Rasta culture. You got some Pan
Right.
Africanists
Right.
there. You got
It's
people
gonna be
who
some
want,
levels of kinship, but you still gonna have some money.
Look,
yeah,
look,
but
look.
yeah,
I know you have never been to the Zongo community before, because in Ghana, I mostly live in the Zongo, which is mostly heavily influenced by Islam, and I know you have an issue with Islam. But if you go to those,
I never said that.
okay, but anyway, but if you
Yeah,
go to
no.
those community, man, it doesn't matter. Like where if you're a stranger, man, people gonna accept. You know how many people my parents helped because they're strangers from different places, even different regional African countries.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I mean I believe you. I
I'm
believe you.
I'm
Last time
speaking
black
because
people
I'm
helped.
speaking on authority. That's the kind of person I am, and that's
Hmm.
how we are within our family. You
Hmm.
know, but this is we don't live in Accra, so we don't meet visitors from Accra. You get what I'm saying? We live in the region, eastern region, right next to Accra. So that's a different conversation. In the Zone community, it's like a melting pot of ethnic group from the West Sahelian region. So this clearly tells you wherever it doesn't matter where you come from, people are gonna accept you.
But
You know.
what part where y'all at? I was up in the Volta region, but like I was to the
So in
east part.
Ghana, every region has its own community over there. That's where you generally find the Muslims in the southern part of Ghana live, right? And if you can meet Muslims, when you ask them what is your tribe, he's going to he's a this guy, he's a Mandinka, he's a Yoruba, he's an Hausa, he's a Dagomba, he's a Kotokoli, he's a distant. They don't come from the same ethnicity. They just but they live together. So if you are a stranger from a different culture, they're gonna accept you,
Hmm.
and that is
No,
the
I
Still
would
hear
agree
culture.
with
people
that.
they go to Africa saying
You don't have to act. Look, you
say
don't have.
somebody let
Look,
them stay with them.
you don't have to ask me, man. You can Google the information. You can go to the internet. You find it everywhere. When Diners came to, he went to Ghana. The guy that accepted him in Nima, that was his own community.
When Dynas went to Ghana.
Yeah, I think he lived with some guy in Nima. I don't know. He back in the days where he was in was going to Africa and doing his touring those like slave castles and went to Benin to learn
Yeah.
about African spirituality back in the days way back. I think around
Nah, that's when he was
2011,
killing
2014.
it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, back when his YouTube was popping and he was having a lot of views. Yeah, yeah, like when he was in
Why
Ghana,
why why
man.
why you why you taking shots at Dynas, man? That shit's
Look,
popping.
look, look, look.
That was a shot, bro. You trying to say this shit ain't popping?
He's no longer
Nah, it
doing
just
his
be too many arguments over there now. Like, man,
he
it's
doesn't
just
do
no.
his travel vlogs now. I've studied Africa for years and well,
You know what I'm
man,
saying? He keeping that shit going though. He putting up a video every day. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he gonna be all right when it comes to it. He a businessman. It's just it was a lot more constructive back in the day. It feel like.
Yeah. Which I mean, when are you when? What period?
When he was doing like the Dogon stuff, and then he'd just come back and have shows, and he'd really be covering real topics and stuff. It'd be less arguments and more people just putting in their input.
man, just imagine like for the most part, like Mufasa. For me, from my experience, what I noticed that generally people that come from before even I left the country, foreign people that come into the country, they've already done their plan, and they generally do not accept help from an average person because they've been advised not to do this and do that. Let's say if I kind of bump into you, I'm not gonna be acting over, you know, uh, trying to help you. You have to give me that kind of sense that you want to connect with me. Then I'll pause and hold a conversation with you, and then ask you blah 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 what you want, where you go. I mean,
Yeah.
people will stop whatever they are doing and come and go and help you. You know?
Yeah, we talking about in Ghana?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I don't think nobody disagreeing with that. You know what I'm saying? Ghana
Yeah.
is a place you could be like walking. It could be late, you know what I mean, or in the early evening or something, and then, somebody you pass, somebody you see them eating, they'll invite you to eat. They say you're welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that might be Nigeria, but where they say that, but I don't know what they say in Ghana, but I know they do that type of thing. I'm just saying I just don't see a lot of value being placed specifically on blackness. But I know this shit exists. Like I told y'all in Nigeria, I got a homeboy. I could call him on probably now. It's early over there, but he could come on here talk to you about John Henry Clark. He could talk to you about Malcolm X, Pan Africanism, all different type of political theory. He's all the way pro black. You know what I'm saying? Living in the middle of Nigeria in a semi-rural, unfinished house. You know what I mean?
Man,
That
John
shit
Henry
exists.
Clark, man. Who knows John Henry Clark, man? Anybody know John Henry Clark?
Well, I
I
mean,
didn't
you
know
don't
him.
know
I didn't know
because you're
him.
uneducated.
I didn't know him. What do you mean I'm uneducated? I just don't know about Black history, man. That's
That's
me.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
That's what we
saying.
told you.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
look,
saying.
no, but it doesn't mean I might be educated in a different area, but I just don't know about the Black history. I started learning about that when I was listening to these guys on the street on Saneda when I was in Cyprus, actually. You know?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
we know. I mean, outside of Kwame and Nkrumah, we don't know nothing about Ghanaian history either.
Yeah, but even a lot of Black history that I learned, I didn't learn it from YouTube here. I learned a lot from even Saneda's channel. Those guys that used to come.
You ain't learn. You couldn't have
I ain't
learned much
learned
over there.
nothing from them, bro. They
Yeah, I'm
would
about
have
to say
keep
you
it
Oh,
to
couldn't
whoa,
have
whoa,
learned
look,
much.
look, but guys, like, look, people learn something. I guess. I mean, so you're gonna say like brother Reggie wasn't sharing knowledge? Reggie?
Reggie
I
was, but he
mean,
wasn't on
Reggie
there
was
that
Yeah.
much.
cool, but he was like the only one. Like they don't like information that's
Wait,
real
so you,
history. They like the pseudo
so
stuff.
this guy, how do you call it? This guy,
With the
brother,
ponytail.
what is his name? The guy with the glasses, the Jabari, wasn't spreading knowledge.
I don't remember
But
him.
them ain't the people. Bro, I'm talking about Polite, the Bill
Man, anyway,
Twins,
Valentines,
blue
look,
pill,
yeah,
red pill,
yeah,
look,
Bobby
Sankofa.
Hemming and shit like that.
look.
Like, yeah,
We know
bro.
polite. They are hotels, man. They are hustlers, man. Anybody listen
That's the
to?
majority of the shit that was on
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Sanford.
that's like
but look,
90% of this shit.
look.
They had Hebrews on there talking about little Africans and
Shabazz,
Hebrews,
brother
shit.
right?
Shabazz, brother Shabazz.
Talking about the
You know,
energy and all
there
type
used
of
to be,
bullshit.
there used to be a guy, on that channel also named Shabazz. You know that short guy, that guy
The
always angry.
old dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the old dude that got cooked
I
by
used to kind
Falafel.
of like Shabazz. I ain't gonna lie. That's my
Let me see.
5%
Let
of
me see.
I used to
NOI.
like him, man. I used to like Shabazz. Look, pal, you gotta look at it for me as an African that was living in a foreign country that was getting preview to African
That
American
was your deep
culture.
dive into black knowledge, huh?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
felt bad
You know.
about that
Yeah.
shit, bro. I remember I used to watch Sinetter, and when I realized it was young people and people that was new in the knowledge, and this was their introduction into it, and I was
But
like,
Yeah.
bro, that's
Shabazz,
fucked up,
but
bro.
Shabazz, I
That's
will
fucked
tell
up.
you this though. For me, I was even so damn like I didn't know like Black Americans knew about Africa like that. Like they knew about damn. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? So
Yeah,
to
Nah,
me,
nah.
Sparks,
I
the
remember
that
when
niggas
was
didn't know
shocking to
about
me.
Africa though.
when I went to Africa, I was like, damn, I didn't know that Africans don't know about Africa. I was like, man, I
Right.
don't know shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
I
Well,
mean,
you got me over there.
outside the educated class, I know you got to defend your people and shit, but I'm just saying, generally,
Yeah,
and it
exactly.
ain't their
Yeah.
fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, most people just know their culture, right? Wherever culture they
Right.
come from.
Even that's shaky.
Right.
Even that one is shaky. Is that what you're
Like
saying?
they know they're like what they get up and doing and like what they've been exposed to. But I'm
They knew
saying,
what they grew up around, but they don't know
yeah,
the totality of black
yeah,
culture.
they're not gonna be
Like
able
you
to
got
tell you
black
the history.
Americans that don't know what hoodoo is at all.
Yeah, you're right, man. Look, it's like that in most cultures, though. So Shabazz, you would have told me all Look, even me coming to this panel a lot on this panel that I meet Black Americans in real life and have to educate them about Black American history here in America. Can you believe that, Shabazz?
Yeah, I could believe that. 100%.
Yeah. So look,
But I
the
think
average.
our floor is better than the African floor though. Like the
Oh
floor
my
is
god.
higher. Like they're
Yeah,
the floor in
Yeah,
Africa,
man.
like they may not know shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure,
You
for
got
sure.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
like a heavy amount that can't read, all type of shit going on. So yeah, the floor is a little higher in America.
And I think when you can readily point out your enemy, like regardless of if you radical or not, you know we been under the white man over here. Over there, y'all
You
still
know enough.
Yeah,
confused about who the
but
enemy
look,
Yeah,
look,
you
is.
know
but
enough.
Yeah.
to be really frank with you, I was, in fact, when I say I was shocked because those black Americans knew about Africa than I did. You know, if I'm
Right,
gonna be
right.
honest, when I was watching Sarnetta, even though those guys you say they are hotel like Brother Larry, the guy, I don't know if you remember Brother Larry, man. I'm like,
Now I
damn,
like Brother Larry, realismism.
yeah, realism, man. That
But
guy,
you
I'm like,
naming
damn.
all the oddballs. You naming all the
Yeah,
oddballs that got like 10% of the shine. You know what I'm saying?
right.
The people who
Yeah,
was actually
majority of
like
them
scholars.
cats is super pseudo, bro.
Yeah, but I also knew this guy. This guy too was. I like his personality too. What's his name? The guy with I think is it Smalls? The guy with the the
Professor
the
Small.
Again,
no no
another.
Yeah.
You talking about
no 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 no
Professor
no
James
no,
Small?
not Professor Small. I'm talking about the guy who's very well. He's built like he's like a macho man.
That's his son.
That's Professor Small's son. That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that I like him. He's very respectful. He I like his
See,
character.
everybody you talking about got actual sense, but you know Sarnetta is a nutcase circus, bro. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
everybody
some
Yeah,
else.
Hebrew shit.
Jabari.
It's gonna
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm
be
saying? And
metaphysics and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, but those
that's how
guys,
he really fell off
but
to me. Like he went
the
over.
guys, I never liked them. Those guys that pretend to call themselves those Islam. What's the name of those Islam guys? How they call them?
Nation Islam?
No. This
Who?
where the
Imam Bashir?
those wear this long hats like the Moors.
Muslims?
Oh, the
Yeah, the
Moors?
Moors. Yeah,
They
you
the
know
kings
the
of
reason why I never
pseudo
liked them because
information.
at the time when I was watching, I was in Turkey. And look, that was like, damn, that's Turkish culture. I'm like, why the hell they call themselves Moors?
Yeah, they so confused, bro.
Yeah,
They
so I just,
Turkish
yeah,
Indians, everything but African in
yeah.
the
Even the
like,
flag they had was a Turkish flag. So I was like, man, that's some confused people, you know?
yeah.
They got
And
there's
that's the
like
thing I don't like about that.
they got like an explanation for all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's why
right.
I was still looking at if Sarnetta was your introduction, man, I feel bad for you because
Nah,
like
facts, for sure, for sure.
I started my journey in college. You know what I'm saying?
It were real books.
Yeah,
But
with
you know
books
what,
and
Bob? Look,
professors.
but
You know what I mean?
Shabazz. The more
Yeah.
you listen, let's say if you listen to Brother Reggie, for instance, he's gonna mention some names, like he's gonna mention like Brother Benjamin,
Yeah, but the problem with Brother Reggie is his charisma compared to everybody else, the pseudo on there, he gets blown
yeah, but
out
I
the
get it.
water.
But I guess
So
the point I'm trying to say, he mentioned certain scholars, but all of them they tend to reference scholars. They mentioned even the guy from Senegal. What's his name? That man from Senegal. What's his name?
Cheikh
I
Anta
know what you're
Diop.
talking about. Yeah,
Anta
yeah.
Diop, and then this
I'll give you that. They do drop some breadcrumbs in terms of the
yeah. So
scholars.
I also
They
go
do
and look
revere
into
the scholars. I'll give you that.
yeah. So I also go and look into those people, you know. So and that's how
Yeah,
I
nah, that's
discovered
what you
like
gotta do if you're trying to get
yeah,
some real information because
yeah.
they'll
So that's how I
send
got the
you
real
on a
knowledge. Yeah,
wild goose chase on something that ain't even real.
Yeah, they have you
yeah.
look caught up on metaphysics and shit, black magic.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
man.
I try to avoid those guys. Say like Scientologists and those nonsense, and I'm like, man, I don't
Nah,
want
But
to.
yeah,
at
like
first,
I've never watched the Hidden Colors still to this day.
you know, I own all of them. I bought all of them up to number 4, and I still ain't watched it.
Yeah,
I just
couldn't
bought them like
either.
to support. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
used to
yeah, I
support
got
Tariq.
you. Yeah, I sent Umar 200 just to see what he was gonna do. Like, man, I just want to be able to say, all right, I ain't completely right, you all.
But yeah, I bought his book.
Man, Broody,
Bought him when
I
it come out.
I was just trolling Kyler, man. I didn't mean what I said. I was just trolling Kyler. I wasn't. Yeah,
Now,
I
but I
was
think
just.
Sarnetta kind of he did like a grave disservice to the whole movement by platforming a lot of them people.
Man, back then I used to listen to the shows like I knew Holland, man. I was not in America, but I like damn, I knew everything about Holland, man.
Well, this the thing though. This the thing about what you're saying though. Is the thing is, what if it don't exist at all? Like even when we was talking about Dynas earlier, right? It may not be perfect, but without Dynas, without the House of Consciousness, without these things, what do we have? You feel me? At least
Exactly.
somebody talking about
Nah,
Africa.
yeah, that is
So
true.
Shabazz,
That is
Shabazz,
true.
Shabazz. That's why I was saying like, no, you can't discount them, even though now you might not want to listen to them. But as someone that never knew that much, that was like an introductory kind of like platform for people that wanted to just absorb themselves into the like the African
Now
You
I
know,
feel that it
history
honestly,
and
was.
African history.
Sotnetter was part of the inspiration for me to start my I was doing a local kind of news thing in my city, which expanded into my my current business, what I do now. But yeah, Sonetta was a part of my inspiration back then. Like getting the thing and talking to people in the city that
But
was doing stuff.
but
Now you
Shabazz,
could definitely say he
but
definitely
Shabazz,
started all of
Shabazz,
that.
among all of them, right? The guy that actually liked and followed was a brother Larry. I actually followed him on
Where
Facebook.
was you following him at? I never seen. I
No,
barely
Yeah,
seen him on there.
yeah. I
no,
ain't even see him have a platform nowhere else.
no. I followed on Facebook. On Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I follow on Facebook. The reason why, because I noticed that he knew a lot more about African ethnicities. Because generally, when Black Americans speak, some of them, I don't want to generalize, but Larry,
Most of them.
yes,
Yeah, I agree with what you're about to
yeah,
say.
Larry doesn't claim all ethnic groups. He just said he's Mandinka. I'm like, damn, this guy knows
Yeah,
Africa very
yeah,
well. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I rock with Larry, man. He knows Africa, man.
Because I'm gonna be
Cause
honest with you. Oh, go ahead, bro.
now you got it, bro.
I was gonna say back then, like at that time in my journey, Africa was still abstract to me. It's
Right,
like
Mm.
African this, African that. It's like nah,
right,
bro.
right.
It's a lot of diversity in Africa. But
Nah,
once I started
facts.
going, I learned that and started really studying it. You know?
Now, yeah, that's why I just read so much about it because it was like at first we was talking about Nubians and shit. It's like, bro, that don't got really nothing to do with us, bro.
No, not
You're
that.
right. Like really, if you are not really strong, Sonata's channel to can also brainwash you. Like imagine you meet someone like Shaka Amos claiming
Oh
that
yeah,
he's
yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
did
I'm
it.
saying, bro. Like you 45 wearing locks and shit like that with
I
makeup
thought his
and like
scholarship
yeah,
was good. It wasn't good. I ain't
no,
really
but
listened
nah,
to it.
no, Shaka Amos is a really smart dude, but he's just like his whole like personality, his demeanor.
yeah, it's
I'm
the
like, what?
vibe, bro. Like yeah,
Nah, I mean, like I said, I gotta hand it to Sonetta. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if in terms of pure scholarship, that shit was mostly just antics and nonsense, religious
nah,
debates.
facts,
You know
facts.
what I'm saying?
He was a
But
ringmaster. It was a circus,
Yeah,
man. Like
but Shabazz, this is better than listening to some hip hop and killing on those nonsense that we listen all the time. At
yeah,
least
I can't.
yeah,
if you
I give
follow
you that.
stuff like that, you learn something about African history and
I
culture or
agree with
Black
that.
history.
Yeah.
It's
I
better.
listen when Sonetta was organizing debates and filling up rooms. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
That's
front.
when it
I
was the
was proud.
best.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
when it
Yeah,
bro,
was the best.
he got niggas coming together over the concept of knowledge.
Right,
You know what I
right.
yeah.
mean?
Shabazz, there used to
Regardless
be
of all
this
the
guy.
politics.
There used to be very young guy that comes. I'm talking about young Pharaoh. It was a dark skinned guy, man. I stopped seeing that guy. I've been looking for that guy. He used to be very young and wanted to learn
I
knowledge.
know who you talking about. He seemed like he had his head right on his shoulders. It
Yeah,
was right
yeah,
around the
yeah,
time like when
yeah.
Pharaoh started coming around because they was having those
Exactly.
little
Where did
debates
he
and
go?
stuff.
Like,
I don't know, but he seemed like he had some sense, so he was like, "Let me get the fuck on because these niggas crazy."
yeah, yeah.
Look though,
Is that what
this
you're
is the thing though.
saying?
At that time, bro, it was other platforms like back then. Because like I told you, I've been listening to Kala since 2008. I mean, that's when I discovered Kala. He was on Scotty Reed show, Black and the Black History Network. And at that same time, it was
Yeah,
a
Mufasa,
show
man,
called
yo,
the African History Network. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
am I
losing you,
working?
Mufasa. We're losing you.
Nah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
breaking up a little bit.
I'm back now, right? I heard it was working. Am I back now?
Speak.
Yeah,
It's still tripping?
Nah,
yeah.
you
The
good now.
speakers.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all.
No, yeah, he's better
Nah,
now. He's better
you
now.
straight. Yeah, you good.
Oh yeah, I was saying back then, in 2008, they had it was a blog talk show that came out a little after that called the African History Network, and they used to deal with like real history, real facts, or whatever. But nobody had the showmanship of Side TV. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had that. That's why he really kind of started to dominate it. Then he had that thing, House of Consciousness. So people was always believing that was consciousness. And it was cool up until the fallout. Because a lot of people was
Right.
like, man, I used to be on that conscious shit, but all y'all niggas on some bullshit. But I'm like, fam,
Right.
they're not
Right.
the entirety of consciousness, but people didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they was really like the bottom cast of consciousness too. Like
Right.
these
They was
this
like,
was
it
still
was like a
street
bunch of
niggas and
jail shit.
jailhouse cat. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like these niggas was still pimping and doing crime and shit on the low. Like, bro.
Yeah, what's that boy name? He went down for like fucking bricks of heroin and shit. What was that dude's name?
Natural Tahuti. Yeah, them
Yeah,
niggas had
Natural
crazy
Tahuti.
names too.
Yeah,
bro.
Tahuti, man. Tahuti, yeah, I still follow him now. Yeah, Young Pharaoh, man, he was a
And he
pimp, man.
locked up?
Young
Did he get
Pharaoh
out?
was yeah. Oh yeah, Nacho Tahuti, man. He said he used to be an accountant, right? Tahuti, right?
No, Natural
I don't know.
Tahuti went to jail, bro. Natural Tahuti got
Yeah.
locked up for
Oh,
heroin.
for real?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The guy with the mustache?
Nah,
Nah,
the light
he was
skinned cat that used to be
the
talking
fat.
about the black woman is God, but not Seti, the other one.
Oh, okay. Hold on, man. I forgot his face.
He used to be a 5%er, then he went Egyptian and shit.
Damn. Even Young Pharaoh, man. I saw Young Pharaoh, man. He had a lot of tattoos. That guy was trying to act like a pimp. He was driving. I'm like, what the hell? That guy was
That
a
nigga
fucking
was a
scammer.
nut, bro. He was a nut. He was a nut from day one.
All
He was
of them,
talking like
including.
Acting like-
But you can tell. Look, I knew
Young Pharaoh.
Polite was a scammer when he trying to justify niggas with nigger. You know.
Nah, that don't even be my litmus.
No, but that
I
was
judge
the-
people.
Everybody was on that shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's weird. That shit was weird. But I just judge people off like they teacher. Like, yo, what movement did you come out of? Once you tell me Dr. York was your teacher, it's like, all right, I just write you off, bro.
Yeah,
it was
They
it
had
was
a lot of
Larry.
that type of energy.
It was
Yeah.
Larry that called him off, man. He called him out, man. He was like, man, that's a lie, man. And one thing I like about Larry,
Oh, Larry, the old dude, the dude that
Yeah, the
that
old
did
dude,
the
yeah.
murder.
Professor
He
Larry,
did
yeah,
25
exactly. The one that did the
25
murder,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like Larry because a lot of them, when they teach history, they always conflict timelines, you know? And Larry always
facts,
trying to
facts.
correct them, like, no, you can't be like niggas, something happened in Ethiopia, nigga was a corrupted version of Negritos, and you trying to make it seem like the
Nah,
same
yeah, that
thing.
shit don't got nothing to do with each other. Yeah.
Like,
talking about Negus and we ain't Ethiopian. Nah, yeah.
man, Polite was a hustler, man. That's what he was, you know?
He used to be talking about I wrote 100 books and shit. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, but Shabazz is gone, man. I was gonna ask him like, good kid, how was Polite able to have a basketball or a football player? Like, I think a football player chose Polite to be his financial advisor or something. Like, how
Yeah,
is
he
that
used to
even
be
possible?
with Floyd Mayweather and everything. Bro, a lot of black Americans, if you're not into your history like that, anybody can kind of enamor you with some knowledge, bro. Like, because most
for
of us
real?
is just leaving. Yeah, most of us grew up in Christian households. So anything about history is going to kind of spark the mind, especially when it's coming from somebody looking like Polite. He looked like he got the chains and he kind of successful anyway.
He used
So
big
he's just
words.
playing on
He used
people's
big,
minds.
yeah, big
He
words.
seemed
You
like
know?
a smart hood dude, and that's what them dudes they
Yeah.
was looking up to. It's like, oh, this a nigga from the block too that got the knowledge. Let me get with him. It's like, nah, bro. He's just another scammer, man.
Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense because he used to be saying like, man, the black woman was God, and even his wife gave birth.
Yeah, just a
At
bunch of
home.
that's when I knew he was full of shit. Talking about the parthenogenesis when a woman can have birth by herself. Like, bro, whatever, bro. Get out of here with this.
And I'm like, man, the black woman is God. Like, this is, I don't know. I've never heard of it. Is it an African thing, man? I'm like, man. And then his rape thing came. I'm like, oh, I knew why. He said the black woman was God, so that he can, you know, black woman would just, would just let him. Yeah, Polite was just a fucking like, man. All of them was. It's only few people that are. I think this seems to be. You can tell from their character. The one that you say, Professor Small's kid, the guy. Brother Small, like the guy with the
Yeah, Herman Smalls. Yeah.
Herman Small. Yeah, he seemed very respectful, very
No,
built
yeah,
guy.
he seemed like a sincere brother. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can tell from his demeanor, right? And
Right. Right.
brother Reggie too. You know, everything proved right. Even though like he never had that charisma to sort of like
Yeah, I wouldn't suspect Reggie and Jabari to do no like scams or steal from nobody. You know what I'm
exactly right, exactly.
saying? Yeah.
So it kind of proved right. The ones that you can tell the scammers from, you know,
Yeah,
the
you just gotta have a little bit of discernment, bro. Like that's
discernment.
I don't know how these other people fall for like the Moors and the Hebrews and all this other nonsense, but you gotta have some discernment.
Yeah,
Like
but
if you
who
really
can?
think about it, everything that garners a lot of attention in our community, it's the pseudo stuff like the FBA.
Yeah,
They got a lot of attention. All the cats on Sinetta, they get a lot of attention. None of them was teaching real information. But
man.
the
I met
people that
a
teach real
look.
information, they show don't have
Look.
no
I was
reason.
I was at a grocery shop. I think was it 2 months ago or something like that. And I met this black guy from Michigan because like where I live is much like white people, right? So he saw me like he trying to like hold a conversation with me. So we talk and talk and we exchange numbers, man. And this dude was trying to prove to me like, man, Jesus was black. I'm like, dude, man, I don't want to know about
Yeah,
Jesus.
that conversation was like 40 years old, bro. I don't even care about that
And
no
I'm
more,
like,
bro.
man, look, anytime, man, he be sending me articles, videos about proving to me like Jesus was black. I'm like, really? Of all the time you have?
Nah,
For
and that
real?
religion is what keeps us a lot held back a lot because a lot of the people we want to build with, it's like, man, they either stuck on Islam or Christianity.
Yeah, that's crazy, you know? Because I thought he wanted to build it because he met me, but he just trying to, like, you know, indoctrinate me. And I
Nah,
can't
that's
be
why you got to
indoctrinated.
check people's temperature
No, no,
quick,
I
bro.
told look,
Before
I told him right off the jump that look, I'm a Muslim man. I don't rock with this Christianity stuff, man. But he still doesn't want to listen, you know.
Nah, yeah. I'm surprised that like the conversations around infrastructure and stuff like that don't go farther than they do. But when you
Man,
talk about something goofy, you can get 1 million people in the room.
yeah, they don't bring infrastructure, man. Like I thought I was gonna build with him because he was a black dude from from Michigan or something like that, but he's not ready for that, man. He want to preach gospel to me, man. I'm like, man, I'm not
Nah,
ready for
yeah,
that, bro.
I ain't on that. But hey, Gonzongo, it was a good convo, man. I'm finna go on here, log
All
off
right,
and head
man.
back. Hey, peace
All
to
right,
you, brother.
man. Good, peace with you, man. Colin, are you still there?